The rivalry, the Dick Armstrong Cup right here. We're going to send it right down on the field. Our referee, Tom Friel, for the coin toss. The captains, there's Ron.
Ron's going to get right in there.
Yeah, I don't know. He was supposed to turn his mic on. We're not sure if he did.
Well, he's had it on, and let's see if you can pick him up.
There we go.
There we go.
Tom Friel with the coin toss. Snohomish Glacier Peak.
What? The tails.
Somebody called tails. We know that.
So won the toss. Brad, you want to take the ball to the
Snohomish
second
won
half.
the toss.
You want the ball, okay? You around then, and afterwards, it wins the toss, receives.
All right, he's giving him a little briefing now. He turned the mic off. Going to be fair play, do well, and have a good game. Back to you, Scott.
Thank you,
get this game started.
Ron, the Wedge Henthorn breaking in as always like nobody's business. Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle here live from Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Dick Armstrong Cup, and Snohomish, they win the toss and they do not defer. They take. I thought did they win it?
It sounded like they won
and they're
with a very gutsy tails call, and then sounds like they're going to receive the ball.
So
that's what I got.
Typically, you defer, but they did not defer.
Yeah, I think not everybody defers. I mean, I remember the old days. It seems like if you won the toss, you always took the ball, tried to march it down their throat. So, but yeah, what I got out of that, and nothing's more important than the coin toss here.
Nothing. That's why we went right to it.
Yeah, that's right.
No pregame, no open. By the way, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good because this is the best. This is like my favorite game of the year by far. The Dick Armstrong Cup, which STSPN so happily named.
Yes, it did.
And standing, you couldn't get up. I guess a half hour ago, you couldn't buy a parking spot anywhere. And they're still coming in thick. And there's no, we talked about Tightwad Hill over there, where, where the standing room only is going to be over on the grass. I think we're going to see a lot of that.
We had the kid, right? We still have our parking lot over there. We're charging $10 a spot, right? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to mention that. But come on down. JK, just kidding. Anyway, JK. Rivalry game, 5-0 are the Glacier Peak Grizzlies in this series. There's been a couple tight ones. 2013, 31-29. Actually, Snohomish probably should have won that. We talked about that. But this year, fifth-year head coach Kai Smalley coming in. We talked to him before the game, and you can't talk about Snohomish almost any time, especially now, without talking about Keegan Stitch.
No, and Keegan, that's going to be a huge problem for Glacier Peak. The only silver lining I see for Glacier Peak on that is they did really well against the run last week. They were kind of getting torched over the middle. Keegan Stitch, though, that's a whole nother element. He ran for 284 yards and 4 touchdowns on 28 carries. And we've been watching him for 4 years. This will be our 4th year now following him. And he's just been a thorn in Glacier Peak's side, although they've seemed to weather the storm every year. But I think it was like his freshman year where he was going crazy, and they actually should have won that game. And Glacier Peak kind of pulled it out at the last minute.
You're watching everybody line up for the national anthem and the color guard. Keegan Stitch, number 27 in the home red. So Snohomish is home. They switch back and forth. They do both share this stadium on the campus of Snohomish High School. And then we have the starting QB, brand new this year, the junior Langdon Orgel. He had a rough debut up in Marysville. They had the win 38-22. But we talked to the head coach, Kai Smalley, about Langdon. He learned a lot. He had 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions, 5 for 16 for 38 yards, and then, he had to just hand it off to Keegan Stitch. But he says he had a great week of practice, a lot more comfortable. They're going to try and throw the ball maybe.
I think they will, and I think that's, if Glacier Peak has the weakness on defense, it's really against the pass, so they will definitely try that. Obviously, I think you're going to see Keegan Stitch on probably every other play.
So they're 1-0 in the 3A division. Now Glacier Peak, their second year in the 4A division, will turn the tables right here. Last week we saw Glacier Peak go down to Kentwood 58-29. Amongst the loss, boy, junior Aiden Ziomas, he was on fire. 31 for 42, 306 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But that's not what head coach Nick Bender talked about when we chatted with him before. He talked about his defensive adjustments and what he learned over the week of practice.
Yeah, and that game was kind of a funny game. They were kind of going back and forth. At halftime, we thought it could have gone either way. Just things kind of got out of hand in the second half, and they gave up a lot of I think the big plays were the key for Kentwood last week. Glacier Peak just really got stung by a whole bunch of big plays, and then they, like we were talking earlier, between the 20s they were great. They were marching up and down the field, and then they just had a lot of plays stall out, a lot of drives stall out, turned the ball over on downs a few times, and just couldn't get it done.
Well, Kai Smalley looking for the first win in his 5th year here. This is the 6th annual Dick Armstrong Cup. And speaking of Dick Armstrong, well, they get ready here for the national anthem. We're 3 minutes away from kickoff here on STSPN. Let's remind us who the great Dick Armstrong was here in Snohomish, a legend.
Yeah, so Dick Armstrong, there's a big statue of him. As everybody's walking in, if you've walked into Veterans Memorial Stadium, you've seen that big statue of Dick Armstrong, and he was just kind of a pillar of the community. And I think when he retired, he was the all-time winningest coach in Washington high school football history, a couple state championships. I think he had a run once where he won like 13 or 14 division titles in a row. And he was just an absolute phenom as a coach. He coached Tom Cable, is actually a protege of Dick Armstrong, along with many other coaches all over the place. And
long time, again, Husky one-time coach, and he was even on, I think, the Seahawks, Keith Gilbertson.
Gilby.
Talked about Rick Finney.
Rick Finney played for the Vikings. He was a beast here, set all kinds of state records when he was here. But, Dick Armstrong, just a phenomenal coach, and that's what this game's named after.
Well, the 6th one, the Dick Armstrong Cup, presented by Lake Stevens Ace Hardware here. Friday Night Lights, nowhere else but STSPN. 68 degrees, cloudy. We finally got a little moisture this morning here in Snohomish. And we talked to the coaches, you look at the players, they feel just a little more better about this weather, this football weather. We're getting there.
This does feel like Friday Night Lights football here.
As you see Snohomish, Tim, come on. They're home tonight, and you see them take the field, the big Panther flag.
Yeah, they are the home team. Technically, there really isn't a home field advantage here. I don't know. It's hard to say who has more fans every year. It's pretty equal. They both play here, so there really isn't a home team necessarily. So, no, I would say 0 home field advantage here for either team.
Well, we'll see what happens. We're just a couple seconds away from the national anthem. Should be a good one. Basically boils down to this, no pun intended, Tim Boyle. Can Glacier Peak stop Keegan Stitch in the run? And can can Snohomish stop the passing of Aiden Ziomas? Is that simply down it? I kind of wrecked it, but
no, it's exactly right. And the answer is we're not sure. I mean, it's hard to say. It's a coin. I think this game is a coin flip.
Well, we know Glacier Peak, they want to run the ball a little bit better. Caleb Briggs, who started last week, he got banged up. He'll be back. But we'll tell you more about how they're going to fix that running game. And same thing, Snohomish wants to throw a little bit more. We'll be back right after this. Friday Night Lights presented by Lake Stevens Ace Hardware.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Back here live at Veterans Memorial Stadium, Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn with you. You want to do some picks here as we get ready for kickoff?
I do, but before I do, how about that little intro Todd had with all those highlights of previous games? That was.
Come on, you just broke. We don't like to give him props. We don't
I'm
like
not.
to tell him, pat him on the
Well,
back.
I think you and I worked hard on it.
That's true. It was a great open.
That was.
The 5-tool player.
Is he back up to the 5-tool player?
Well, he lost a half a tool other days, but I think that intro
that got him
back up there. Todd Elvig spinning the dials. Got some new toys tonight to play with as you see the color guard here at Snohomish. What a great night.
But back to the picks. We'll let you go first.
That's not what we rehearsed. By the way,
I'm putting you on the spot. You never like to say a pick.
I'm going to say Snohomish by 6.
Yeah, gosh, this one is almost impossible to handicap here. I'm just going to stick with the streak because if you bet against a streak, you can only be right once. If you bet on a streak, you can be right forever. I'm going to say GP by 3. But it's going to be like 39-36.
I might go like 26-20.
26-20?
That's probably too low. As you see,
I think it's going to be a little bit more of a shootout than that. But
yeah, you're right. But
you can't take it back, buddy.
That one hurt. You see the Panther flags coming, the Snohomish in the red, the white helmets there. Boy, I love coming down here. You go into school, even though they remodeled it, but just the history here of Snohomish. It's outstanding.
It has a deep history. And they filmed war games here. Like I told you last year, yeah. A lot of people don't realize that.
Including me. I had no idea.
Yeah, the old Matthew Broderick movie. They used to have a phenomenal basketball court here. Did you ever see that?
Yes, I played, in fact, 3rd, 4th basketball.
Yes.
Janet Church are my claim to fame in coaching.
I
won the
remember
championship and we went out.
That's
I retired right after that.
That's right. We won it the next year.
Yeah, we had to make way for you guys.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. I think our team would have beat your team if you brought them back right now.
Yeah, I don't recall getting a thank you note.
You never will.
That's true. It's good.
But no, this is a great place to play football. A lot of tradition.
So if you look at the Panthers, again, we've talked about Langan Orgill, the junior, got his first start last week. A lot of the rust or a lot of the jitters out. Then Keegan Stitch, of course. Tyler Messina, they have a big offensive line. You have big number 73, Carter Cole, 6'3", 275, a junior. A lot of big juniors. Jackson Harris, a senior, 6'3", 215. They got a lot of big boys up front, and they make a lot of holes and big openings for Stitch.
And one of the things we talked about in pregame, it seems like every year, even though Glacier Peak's got the better of them every year, it seems like Snohomish has the bigger players. It seems like that every year, and this year's no exception.
We'll see. Also, we talked about some key players last week. Sometimes it's fun. The first game you don't know. Everybody knew about Aiden Ziomas coming in. And you thought Bo Burns was going to be big this year, his senior year, and he did. I mean, he had 8 receptions, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. But the breakout, Tim Boyle, number 6. David Castro, the junior, 8 receptions, 69 yards, but 2 touchdowns. And shout out to King 5. They kind of stole our thunder.
They did. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable. Top 3, number 3.
With the Montana Clark thing.
Yes.
That wasn't play of the week number 3. And yeah, Castro was a beast. We didn't expect that. It totally kind of came out of nowhere.
Braden Corwin to kick it off. The 6th annual Dick Armstrong Cup underway. It's taken around the 5 or 6. Missing 1 tackle. And that's number 21, Tyler Messina.
Gets it out to the 20-yard line, so right about where it's supposed to be.
5'8 junior last week in the win against Marysville. Pilchuck, carries for 12 yards, 1 catch for 18 yards for Tyler Messina. So Snohomish will start right there at the 20.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, grab your favorite beverage because here we go. See if they go right to Stitch from the very beginning. He had 28 carries last week. I could see him getting more this week.
Number 27 right behind Lagging. Now Stitch in motion. 1st and 10 from the 20. He goes deep right away to Stitch. Caught at the 45. Stitch trying to break a tackle. He gets into Glacier Peak territory. Brought down at the 35. And they open right away with a big, big play.
Yeah, and you know what happened is they watched film from last week, Scott, because that's where GP got burned a whole bunch last week. And GP had a lot of people up in the box, and a nice adjustment there. But, of course, it does go to Keegan Stitch, and we're going to be calling that name all night.
Drew Johnson there with a touchdown-saving tackle. 1st and 10 now on the GP 36. This time they do hand the ball off, and you see those offensive linemen driving, and that's Keegan one more time. He gets maybe 3.5 or 4.
Yeah, and that's where GP was really strong last week, was just against the run right down the middle. So that could be a struggle for Snohomish. We'll have to wait and see.
2nd and 8, immediately in GP territory. This time they hand it up. Here goes Stitch. This is what he does. Gets it inside the 20, and they're cooking now.
Yeah, and he found himself a nice little hole there for a pickup of about, 15 or so? Oh, they're bringing it back a couple yards.
To the 19. You see number 10, Langdon Orgel, 5'10", 169, the junior quarterback for Snohomish. Stitch to the left, still tried to get some information on if Keegan's going to play on Saturday. Motion there. Tyler Messina. They get it to Messina, and they get to just outside the 10 to 11-yard line.
Just probably about 1.5 yards short of a first down. He had a lot of pressure coming, so a nice little heads-up play by, what did the coach call him, LJ?
Yeah.
LJ, yeah.
Dawson Crosby with the tackle for Glacier Peak, number 11. And we talked to Nick Bender, head coach, some defensive changes. 2nd and 1. Stitch gets it, breaks it out, easy. Touchdown, Panthers.
Boy, he has an eye for the end zone, doesn't he?
10-yard run, and he adds to his just redonkulous totals in his career. A 4-year starter. And how do you stop Keegan Stitch?
Well, apparently you don't.
Panthers 6-0. Connor Smith here, the senior kicker, for the extra point. It's up, and he's got a good leg. That no problem. And with 10:01 left to go, Snohomish Panthers strike first blood here at the 6th annual Dick Armstrong Cup.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Back here, Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn. Let's go down to the wedge. Ron Henthorn, you're on the near side, the home side. The Panther, they got to be excited down there.
Hey, you're right, Scott. A lot of excitement down here after Stitch ran that thing right down the field practically by himself. Kind of what we predicted earlier on. They got to do a little bit of a coverage on that pass down the middle. So let's see if GP can come back and get a score and get a little better defense next time. So Back to you for the kickoff here, guys.
We'll see what happens. Connor Smith going to kick off. Back is
Castro's back there.
David Castro. And it looks like, is that Corwin? Braden Corwin, number 12. The kick is up. It goes out of bounds near the 18 or so, and there'll be a flag. No, that was number 22.
So that'll come to the
GP.
35-yard line. Penalty will be for kicking it out of bounds.
It's Heston Pettis.
I don't think they wanted to kick it to Castro.
I don't think so. 80-yard drive for the Panthers here to start it off. They're up 7-0, so now we see the first try here for Glacier Peak. 0-1, losing here to Kentwood. Kentwood went on Thursday night, last night, at home against Edmonds Woodway, lost 38-28.
And Edmonds Woodway, keep in mind, they shut out Jackson with all their speed they always have at their receivers, and they could end up being a really good team this year. All right, we'll see what Aiden's got up his sleeve here.
The junior Aiden Ziomas back to pass right away. He slings it way left, going to Bo Burns. Cannot hang on, near side, good coverage. And it'll be second and 10.
He kind of had to go try to come back over his shoulder to catch that. So, but definitely good coverage. And Aiden's doing exactly what we thought he'd do: start out passing. He was 300. He was over 300 yards last week. In high school, when you're over 300 yards, that's a big game.
Trenton Brown there, the defender, number 8 for Snohomish. Good work there. Second and 10 for Ziomas from the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, now gets it out to Burns in the flat, and right there is Keegan Stitch and number 8, Trenton Brown, one more time. Keegan doing it on both sides.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
Well played there by the defense. Third down.
Third and long.
3rd and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Great crowd here, still
They're still trickling in.
Yeah.
And there is no seats in the house.
Ziomas, Glacier Peak with little new uniforms here. Here's the snap. Now they come after him, a screen. They get it. Well played to Manis, and Manis can't get past the red jerseys.
Evan Manis almost slipped about 3 tackles, but didn't quite get out of that last one. So they'll be punting here.
So a good defensive start for Snohomish. Kai Smalley, the head coach, also the defensive coordinator. Jay Silver, the offensive coordinator for Snohomish.
4th and 8 for the Grizzlies.
And back to receive. We'll see who's back for the Panthers. Good punt. That's Pettis, Heston Pettis, the punter. Snohomish bounce there. It's picked up right at the 38-yard line. So Snohomish has to be feeling good, Tim Boyle.
Well, they are feeling good, and they kind of did exactly what we thought they were going to do, and what everybody else thought they were going to do. A lot of Keegan Stitch, excuse me.
That's what you meant to say. Still feeling each other out. Great crowd here. Just happy, right? College football's here. NFL started last night.
Yeah, we got everything coming up.
It's ball. School has started now in the Snohomish School District. 1st and 10 from their own 38. Orgel hands it off. This is Messina. Near side, bumped out of bounds.
He's going to get about 2 on that. Nothing opened up for him coming around the end.
Joshua Erling for GP, as you'll see another look at it on their STSPN instant replay.
GP's just happy that went to somebody else other than Keegan Stitch.
2nd and 9, 8:18 left to go here. And your scoreboard on the bottom of your screen will catch up. But we love our new scoreboard. We debuted that last week.
It's all first cabin. Langdon Orgel, the junior, motion. Now he pitches it to Stitch.
Stitch, good pursuit that time on the left side. Manis, Erling there as well with Anchor Graves, 69, one of the captains.
Actually, it was a good effort by Stitch just to get back to the line of scrimmage because GP had about 4 people right on Stitch. They didn't bite on that at all.
3rd and 7.
Actually gave him a couple yards on that.
Yeah, they did. Anchor Graves, number 69, big on the offensive line and defensive line. We talked to Nick Bender. He's a very emotional player.
Plays with a lot of passion.
Yes, he does. Nick Bender he said he was like that too. Fake, no, they get it to Stitch, far side, looking for some room on the edge. He gets by. Sideline, first down and more into GP territory. Keegan Stitch adding on.
Yeah, and on that play, you'll see when he comes around the corner, he actually just uses pure speed there too, so the guy's got some wheels. Didn't really do any type of faking, he just outran him.
Easy to talk about when they're watching film how they have to contain that edge, but hard to do, and they have some big fellas up front, which we've talked about for Snohomish, doing a great job sealing that end off.
Well, you're exactly right. It's easy to talk. They knew what was coming, and they had him, but they just couldn't catch him.
Here we go again, 1st and 10 now on GP 43, and Stitch one more time, right up the gut, and he'll still fall forward for a nice gain of 6 or 7.
They'll take that on first down. You'll take that every single time. And this is the kind of thing that just kills your defense, those 5-6 yard running right up the gut plays and keeping the defense on the field for sustained drive. So hopefully they'll have an answer for him.
10 Orgill comes in, and that's an old-fashioned look right there. That's called a huddle, kids. For those of you who haven't seen one, that's called the actual huddle. That's actually an abbreviated huddle.
You may as well be showing them a rotary telephone.
Tristan Harmson.
I think we're going to
There's some line.
Number 69, I think that's Anchor Graves. I think he jumped a little bit.
It's our first flag of the night as Langdon comes over to get more instructions. And maybe the first time we'll hear from Tom Friel, our head referee. See if our referee
preliminary indication is offsides on Glacier Peak. That's going to go from 2nd to 5, probably to 1st and 10, depending on the spot. See if he's they're giving him the first, so.
First down.
Well, we caught the last part of that. The key part, first down. It was. Thank you, Ron.
That's a good pickup there, Ron.
1st and 10 now at the GP 33. Here's Stitch one more time. Get used to it. You're going to see a lot of Stitch.
Thought I saw the ball moving around, but I don't think so.
And as you watch the replay, this is the old cliche, right? You know what's coming, but you can't stop it.
Absolutely. And you know what the funny thing is this is how Snohomish ran their offense for 30 years. I mean, they just ran that smash mouth. They'd run it right down your throat. They could tell you what play they were running.
They yell it. It's coming. Second and 5, just under 6 minutes in the first quarter. The 6th annual Dick Armstrong Cup. Snohomish having their way. Manis almost gets him now. Stitch is taken down for the first time in the backfield. Great play there by Drew Johnson.
Drew Johnson, yeah, and he read that all the way. That's exactly what they need is a couple of those. 3rd and 7. You know where it's going.
Just the mental part also, it just wears on you. Not only obviously have a great offensive line, they're starting to meld, they got experience, a lot of juniors, they're big kids. Just the mentality of it's just the drudgery, right? It's coming, it's coming, it's coming.
Yeah, exactly, and then it also sets up the pass too.
And here is 3rd and 7. Erling takes
Josh
Langdon
Erling.
down.
Anchor Graves was right there to clean it up.
And Kai Smalley, I should say,
right here.
Yeah, Jay Silver decides on 3rd and 7 to try a pass play, and Erling says hello to Orgill.
Now it's 4th and 13. You probably go for it from there. They're at the 36-yard line. Why punt it from there? You got Keegan Stitch back there. You're not going to make a field goal from there, so fact that, well, really the only play you got is to go for it.
Offensive coordinator, as Ron told you, talks to Langdon Orgel every time when he comes over. And they looked at very similar formation here. Split out number 7, Tristan Harmston, but here's 4th and 13. Just hand it to Stitch.
Oh,
now
and
flips it back, and
he flips
it's
it back, and it didn't
unraveled.
quite work, but there was a lot of blue uniforms right there. I don't know if that would have worked either way. There was, you'll see it right there. Look, do a little flea flicker type of thing there.
Looks like some good scouting. Tried to get to Messina there, flipped it back, not much.
Now that gives GP some real good, getting it on the 42-yard line. That's a break for GP.
GP had to punt on their first series. If you're just joining us, Snohomish went 80 yards for their first touchdown, a Keegan Stitch 10-yard touchdown run. And now Aiden Ziomas, GP on it here from their own 42.
Run.
And they're going to run it to left side, and Snohomish gives a little something they just saw.
Number 31, and he's going to lose about 5 or 6 yards on that.
And that's Collins.
That just didn't fool anybody on the Snohomish line there. I think he lost maybe 7.
Great play there by 34 Ben Close, a 6-foot 180 senior who had the fumble recovery and touchdown last week at Marysville Pilchuck in their 38-22 win.
And GP struggled with the run all game last week and showing signs of it again tonight.
Ziomas in the shotgun one more time. 2nd and 18 from their own 35. Goes to the far side. Manis cuts up, gets across the 45 to the 46.
He gets about 10 of those yards back.
Looks like they'll actually give the 47.
13 maybe? 13 of those yards back?
Leaves him at 3rd and 5.
Evan Manis, I was saying it last week, they need to get him the ball more, I believe. Big guy like that, he's very physical.
We talked to Nick Bender. We asked him about Evan Manis only because it was your sleeper.
That's right.
Coming in, and you weren't happy with 2 catches for 20 yards.
Yeah, I thought they needed to get him in the game, and I think they will. They will a little bit more tonight.
Looks like there's a penalty on that last play.
Oh no!
And we'll try and go to our.
See if Ron picked that up at all.
Ron, you know what's going on down there?
No, I don't. I didn't see the flag go off. But
I didn't even see any. I guess I see a little one flag.
Yeah, they're talking to Snohomish, so it looks like it's going to go against GP.
GP's been, God, they just seem to get those penalties at the worst time. There's never a good time to get one necessarily. Well, I guess if you're up 30 points or something, but when you're behind and you get a penalty, it always hurts.
I'm talking to head coach Nick Bender of GP before the game. He said he tracked, 11 penalties last
74
week?
yards, I think. And now, oddly enough, that's not in Glacier
low.
Peak's history, that's kind of on the low side. We've seen them in the 120 area. So
that's contained. Even Bender admitted that.
Yeah. They're having a powwow about it.
There's a lot of discussion here as the 2nd week for high school football. Also these officiating crews. And they're walking backwards. So that 13-yard pickup there by Manis
is going to be negated. So that will not go into the stat book.
See if we can hit Tom Priel, excuse me.
Look, there's the line. See, you put it back at the line of scrimmage right now, or where the. What's the penalty? They went back to the same spot.
Was that personal foul or what was that? Ron, did you hear that?
I didn't see it a personal foul, but that's what the PA announcer called it. So it wasn't. It's only like a no penalty looking to me. But
maybe we see it one more time on the replay. Manis gets the catch.
Yeah.
And it was Anchor.
I think it was Anchor Graves on that.
Now they're going to mark it off.
Yeah.
There we go.
So it went 15 yards from where the foul happened. So that's why it's not going to be 2nd and 60 or whatever.
2nd and 24. Boy, you got to get the abacus out early this season.
Get the protractor going.
Ziomas shotgun back looking. Now has pressure. Goes up, tucks it.
Oh,
and
look
he
at
cuts
that.
outside, trying to find something. Up to the 40, a good job. He was the leading rusher last week in the loss against Kentwood with 74 yards.
The 74 was misleading because, they count the sacks against him, so he probably would have had like 100 plus. But that's a nice little pickup by Aiden there, and good little run.
Manageable now at 3rd and 12.
If that's manageable.
Well, better than 2nd and 26.
Yes.
They started this series at the 42.
He needs to
As you
pick
can
up
see.
about 8 or so before they'll go for it on 4th down.
Fakes it, hands it off, gets it, it's complete. And Manis making moves, gets into Snohomish territory and a Glacier Peak 1st down.
There we go, just like we talked about. And you notice when he breaks a couple tackles there and gets those extra 4 or 5 yards, which mean a lot.
Evan Manis playing big so far early. David Castro, one of the big surprises. The transfer, we just learned, we met his dad, Marcio, before the game from Bothell.
Nice gentleman.
Great.
Transfer from Bothell, that's why we didn't really have him on our radar.
Ziomis over the middle, incomplete, trying to go to Castro.
Castro gets just kind of clocked after that ball went by, too.
Also learned that Ziomis and Castro have been playing together since they were kids on 7-7. Also the team they took down to Las Vegas together. So already
they have
inherent chemistry.
They have the rhythm. When you have that, a lot of times that's where his first and second look are going to be to somebody you're comfortable with.
2nd and 10 at the Snohomish 44-yard line. High snap, Collins has the ball near side, trying to cut the corner. He's hit hard.
Actually close to a 1st down there. That was a good run by Collins. Got around the corner, went through a couple tackles, and he's going to be about a yard or 2 short maybe.
Great replay by our field cameraman, Eddie. Glad to have him back. Leaves him at 3rd and 2, Tim, at the Panther 36.
Very manageable 3rd and 2. I like Aiden keeping it here. Oh, looks like he almost drew. I think he drew somebody.
Panthers looking here.
Well, that could go the other way too, because our left tackle jumped a little too. So not sure how they're going to call that.
Might be able to hear Tom Friel, our referee, as he goes and.
I think it's going to go against GP. So if you
3rd and 2. Now it's 3rd and 7.
Costly penalties.
Dead ball, snap infraction, offense, repeat, 3rd down.
There you go, our ref mic. Thanks to
How
Todd
about
Elvig,
that?
the
Who else
five-tool
brings
player.
you the ref mic? The 4.5-tool player.
We debuted that last year, I think. Brought that out of the bag. So 3rd and 7, 1:03 left to go in the 1st quarter. GP down 7-0. Ziomis looking right over the middle, just misses the outstretched arms. And he was going for Evan Manis, and that'll bring up 4th and 7, Tim.
Yeah, they're probably going for it down in this territory. I think you're in 4-down territory, unless it was like 4th and 30 or something. But well, maybe not. They're bringing a different team on.
Well, there's a timeout.
Oh. Timeout blue.
Timeout on the field. We'll be back with more Lake Stevens Ace Hardware presentation of Friday Night Football, Glacier Peak, Snohomish.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Back here, just the closing seconds of the 1st quarter. Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle, Ron the Wedge, Henthorne, Glacier Peak. Boy, starts and fits kind of is the for Glacier Peak. Snohomish going right as script.
Yep, and now Glacier Peak staring at a 4th and 7, which we think they're going to go for here. And they had it 3rd and 2, and that penalty, you know, now we're sitting at 4th and 7 instead of 3rd and 2.
And the Snohomish defense last week, you know, give up 22 points. Carson does such a great job. Kai Smalley, the Snohomish head coach, saying, you know, MP's improved dramatically from last year, and they'll probably continue to improve. They've always just sustained a great program. Here we go, 4th and 7, Glacier Peak. Zeomas empty set. Here comes the blitz. They get it to Bo Burns. Bo finds some room.
He could be gone.
10. Bo Burns, touchdown Glacier Peak on a 4th and 7 from the 41.
Wow, and that was all Bo Burns. That was only a couple-yard catch there, and then it was all Bo Burns to the rescue there, taking it to the house. And just like that, could be a tie game here. Well, actually, that Glacier Peak's drive burned almost that good chunk of that first quarter.
It did. They started with 4:15 left in the first quarter from their own 42.
We got Corwin here on the extra point.
Braden Corwin. Mentioned last week, his sophomore in a JV game, he hit like a 52-yarder, and that's up and good. No problem. And now, with 45 seconds, Dick Armstrong Cup all tied up at 7.
We promised you a good game, or did we?
I don't know. We always do.
We always say that. Then when it's a bad game, we never admit that.
Keegan Stitch already putting it on with a 10-yard touchdown, and he had much more. He tore up the yardage on that opening drive as well.
He did, and he's been, 80% of their offense so far.
And then they had that 3rd and long, and they went for a pass, and it didn't work out. Glacier Peak's defense came up with a big play.
Was that the play they tried a little trickery?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see a lot of strategery, Tim Boyle, and again, Nick Bender, the head coach for GP, and Kai Smalley. These guys have known each other for a while. Well documented Kai Smalley's friendship with Rory Rosenbaugh down at Union. Kai saying just talked to Rory right before they came into the stadium.
You wonder who's Roy rooting for?
They were going over fantasy lineup. You know that, right?
I think Roe did that a couple times while he was going into the locker room.
Roe's doing just fine down there at Union. Messina back to receive for the Panthers along with Keegan Stitch, and it goes to Messina. And it bounces, just crawls into the end zone. It'll be back.
That was nice because it almost went out of bounds too, and it just kind of creeped into the end zone before it did. Okay, now we'll see what the Keegan Stitch show has to offer.
If you're Snohomish, just keep doing what you're doing.
I think so.
They got the big boys up front. You can see them a great field angle view there. That's big 69, Derek Stoltz, 6'2", 295, the junior.
If you notice when Landon goes back to pass, he's had some really quick pressure, so the D-line's actually been creeping up on him pretty quickly.
Boy, they spread way out. Stitch gets it right up, tries to find a hole. Erling right there. He'll gain 2 or 3. Josh Erling coming up.
Boy, Erling's been everywhere tonight. It's kind of a moral victory when you keep Stitch to 3 yards.
And they spread those splits way out to the boundary lines and just keep Stitch right up the gut here. 14 seconds in the first quarter, 2nd and 7. Stitch, and this time GP getting a little more stingy up front as number 37 Drew Johnson there with the tackle along with the big fellas.
Excellent. GP starting to flex their muscle on the offensive line.
3rd down and 7, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. All tied up at 7, just like Dick Armstrong liked to do it. Handoff and a cloud of dust.
Exactly. On real grass, though.
Back with more on STSPN. Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle back here. Ron Henthorn, the wedge. Nobody does it like the wedge down on the sideline. Ronnie, we got a good one here. You seen anything from your vantage point? Oh, we can't hear Ronnie. Do we have Ronnie's mic up?
Yeah.
There you
Sorry,
go.
Ron.
Hey, now you got me.
Try again, Ron.
Nice to be turned on. I had a mini Rudd report for you guys earlier. Rudd's down on the field, and so he probably adjusted a few things the last time out. Let's see what he does this time as we're ready to go there.
A handoff to Stitch right up, just banging off blue jerseys. Gets close to a first down.
I don't think he got there, and this is going to be decision time for Snohomish. I think he's going to be about a yard short.
And Langdon Orgel, the quarterback, comes quickly off every play he comes off.
They're not thinking about it. They're going for it.
Wow, 4th and 1 on their own 29. That's gutsy, Tim Boyle.
Very. But they got Keegan Stitch back there, who's probably averages 15 yards a carry. So, well, now they're bringing in them. Oh no, that's the quarterback. Now you could see them. You could see the quarterback drop back and punt, which you see a lot of times in high school. They'll kind of trick you.
Langdon Orgel getting his first varsity start last week. Vince Pilchuk, they do hand it to Stitch, and Stitch delivers and more.
How does he get out of? Oh my God!
Keegan still finally caught from behind by Ehrlich, and Keegan Stitch, boy, he had the high stepping going.
He looked like Earl Campbell back in the 70s and just kind of plowed right through him, and his thighs just kept moving. If you were watching his legs, they just kept plowing through. But, man, that was a great run by Stitch.
Huge 4th and 1 run.
Stood up a couple people. And
boy, he does. We've seen him since he's a freshman, and he just squares those shoulders. He gets a nice low pad, and he just drives.
Well, in that play, you can tell he spent some time in the weight room this summer because that was all legs there.
1st and 10 now on the Glacier Peak 44. Stitch one more time. This time
he was
tackled.
He was tired.
Yeah, he looked a little tired. Manis there. You got to gang tackle him. One person typically isn't going to do it.
No, not at all.
I think that Kai talked to Rory, and Rory said go for it on the 4th every time.
That's a good call, Ronnie.
He talked to the riverboat gambler. Don't think about it, just go.
He said, are you playing Dak Prescott tomorrow in your fantasy? And by the way, just go for it every time on 4th down, no matter where you are. 2nd and 9, 10:04 left in the first half. Snohomish gets it back to Stitch. Right side this time. Crosses the 40 to the 39. How many times is he going to carry the ball?
How many is he? We don't know how many he's had, do we?
No,
he's already got about 15 carries, it seems like. He's on pace to have about 45 carries tonight.
28 carries last week.
I think he's going to outdo that.
Now the Glacier Peak, the Grizzlies trying to get their crowd into it. 3rd and 5.
Big 3rd down here for GP.
Oh, looks like
saw some movement.
There was some movement.
See how they're going to. Looked like they were both moving about the same. Typically, the offense gets the penalty on this.
Trying to read the body language.
I think it's coming back. It's going to be 4th and 10 now, or 3rd and 10 now. Break for the Grizzlies. I think that's the first penalty on Snohomish, if I'm not mistaken.
I wouldn't doubt it. The Swami's typically right. You have a high batting average. So now 3rd and 10. They'll get a one more try from the 44. They're trying to get to the 34-yard line. Now he's going to pass, 2nd time. It's complete on the near side, but 2 Grizzlies right there. They went with Peyton Campbell, the 5'11 junior, and he's tied up, and that'll bring a 4th down.
Fool anybody there. No real yards after catch there. What hurt him.
A rare pass.
So 4th and 9. What are they going to do? Well, they're in the. I think they're going to go for it. It looks like. Didn't look like there was much thought process there.
No, not at all. Already very successful on a 4th and 1 on this drive. Started at their own 20. And now
looked like he's trying to draw him offside a little bit.
And he is going to
pooch. He did a little pooch kick.
Takes a
darn near hit number 3 there.
Snohomish bounce and gets all the way inside the 15 to the 14. So
not a bad little play there.
A big 4th and 1 gain by Keegan Stitch where he's just running over people and ends up still. Glacier Peak will get another chance here.
All right, Glacier Peak now with a chance to take the lead, which they have not had this year yet, have they?
They haven't.
Yeah, they have not been in the lead so far.
That loss to Kentwood last week.
They were kind of playing catch-up the whole game and almost caught them a couple times.
Last year in this Dick Armstrong Cup, as you see Ziomas, he had just Madden numbers in the big win. High over his head, and Aiden just pounces on it.
Boy, it's going to be real close to
at the half-yard line.
Almost a safety there.
And we saw a lot of high snaps last week and Aiden had to do a great job of being a receiver and pulling him down. That one way too high.
Yeah, that's about the 2nd or 3rd high snap for tonight as well.
5'11".
We're going to have to talk about that one. I think GP called a timeout.
Let's see if Tom Friel's mic's working. Timeout, and that's Glacier Peak's 2nd. We'll take one too. 7-7. GP pinned. We'll see how it works out. Lake Stevens Ace Hardware, STSPN Friday night. We'll see what Nick Bender, the head coach and offensive coordinator, wants to do here. Boy, they are right up against it. 2nd and 23. Under center, and now whistles.
Now they're going to be about another 6 inches closer to the end zone. Oh, it might be. Well, Glacier, a couple of GP kids are pointing towards Snohomish. That would be a huge break if it was. See what they're saying here.
You see big number 77.
Oh, they're
Joel
back.
Bolin.
Look at that.
Oh, that
is huge.
That'll drive a coach crazy.
You have a chance to get a safety there, and they jump off sides.
Little breathing room now. 2nd and 18. Need to get all the way up to the 24-yard line for a 1st down.
And they're going right under center there.
Aiden gets it off.
Oh,
cuts it up.
Nice little run by number 3.
Yeah, Aguanaga.
Aguanaga,
Nathan Aguanaga. We saw him a couple times last week.
Boy, he's quick. That gave him some good breathing room. They're a manageable 3rd and 7, but more importantly, you got a lot of breathing room. They're out to the 17 now.
A little sweep play. Kind of running back by committee. They didn't get much done last week.
No, nobody had more than 3 carries other than Ziomas.
So 3rd and 6 from the 17. Under center one more time. This time they get good production. That's John Paul Anderson, who we saw last week again, and they're still going at it. Joel Bolin, 77 for Snohomish, and Anchor Graves playing a little after.
Yeah. Oh, had a little more extracurricular there. They're going to be short. but not by much. It's 4th and 1. It looks like they're keeping the offense on the field there. This is kind of a gutsy 4th and 1. Rowe would have done it every time.
Now, wait a minute. Oh, they say 1st and 10 now, Tim.
Oh, they gave it to – really?
Let's go down to Ron Henthor. What happened there? Did you see that?
Favorable spot.
Well, what I saw is they didn't have first down, so I'm not sure how they ended up with it.
It sure didn't look like it from here, Ron.
I was standing right on the line of scrimmage. I didn't see it.
Nonetheless, they get to their 24. They get no set of downs. Aiden Ziomas fakes it, now rolls. Passes over the middle. Pettis can't hold on.
A little short, kind of had to try to catch that from his knees. Actually a catchable ball, though.
Looked like it kind of tailed off there as Heston was trying to reach back for it. Second
he wanted
and 10.
to get the ball off before they challenged that last play.
That's smart. Good coverage again by Snohomish right there. And a little play action here for Glacier Peak trying to get Aiden Ziomas. We talked to Kai Smalley, also the defensive coordinator, and we asked him, what do you do with Aiden? And he said, we gotta stop his feet.
Yeah, they basically just think they have to get to him every time.
6:05 left in the first half, tied up at 7. Now a little counter, and it's again Akanaga.
And it's a first down. They're going to give him a first easily. About a 12-yard gain. Here it is on the screen.
Nice blocking on the right side by the O-line of Glacier Peak, creating some lanes there.
That little kid's got some wheels.
Yes, he does. Nathan, 5'10", senior.
Kind of runs like you, Scott.
Oh, I'm fast.
And quick.
Lightning. I'm not very fast, actually. I'm more quick. But
scared.
And scared, exactly. Especially when people are chasing me, Ronnie. 5:39, 1st and 10.
Look out.
He has to get rid of it. He goes deep. Bo Burns catches it at the 30. Goodbye, Burns. Touchdown, Glacier Peak.
Touchdown. I think we got number 8 is hurt on the play. And if you watch this again, they could have easily called pass interference on that because he was tied up with him. What a great pass, great catch. That's huge. GP in the lead for the first time of the year. And a familiar face in Bo Burns.
Bo Burns with a touchdown, and he's starting to rack them up. And Aiden Ziomas last year, this little soiree, 476 yards
on this
7
game.
Touchdowns last year in their big win here at the Dick Armstrong Cup.
I'm surprised they didn't throw the flag for pass interference on that too, because it looked like he was tying up Bo Burns at the same time.
Burns now second touchdown of the game is Corwin on for the extra
the passer on the
we didn't catch that, but it's going to be roughing the passer as well. So that's going to be tacked on to the kickoff.
We're getting ready here. See if this extra point with 5:28 left in the half. GP started at their half-yard line.
That's a very good point. They got what really saved them was that offsides penalty that gave them the extra 5 yards. So technically, this is a 99-yard drive.
It is. Evan Christie for the hold. And Corwin just gets it off, almost blocked there.
And it's funny you bring that up. I don't know if Glacier Peak's had many 99.5. That might be a record for GP. We're gonna have to get our crack statistician here.
We keep looking to the left and there's no one there.
I know.
This is a job posting for a statistician. How about that? If you want to do stats for football and maybe basketball, let us know.
Okay. You get to hang out with us in the booth.
You know how to get in touch.
You get the games for free.
Let's go to Fred's Rivertown Ale House after this. 14-7, Glacier Peak takes the lead. Oh, my goodness. Last week for Glacier Peak, Aiden Ziomas, he was hooking up with his buddy David Castro. He did hook up with Bo Burns, but Bo's got 2 right now, and they've been big. 63-yard pass for a touchdown, and the prior one was 41-yard touchdown pass.
And on the screen, you're seeing Glacier Peak's kicking off from the Snohomish 45-yard line after that roughing the passer play. So should be able to stick this into the end zone or the 1-yard line. Nope, they'll be fine taking it on the 20.
So we'll see if Snohomish can answer here. They started this game off. They drove down a huge 55-plus yard pass, touchdown to Keegan Stitch, and then he waltzed in it for 10. Defense looked good. They were stopping GP. Coaches, kids adjusting, and all of a sudden GP strikes in here. We'll see if Snohomish can come back.
Yeah, and GP's looks like they've made some adjustments on defense, and they've been able to contain Stitch. I think their philosophy is, we know he's going to get a bunch of yards, but let's just bend a little.
A long drive on that last touchdown there, 99-plus for GP. And here comes Langdon, hands it to Stitch, runs his own player, and GP ties him up and down one more time. That's a good play there by number 9, Juno Lindsay.
GP's winning the battle of the trenches right now, and they were kind of losing it at the very beginning of the game, and now they've I don't know if they made an adjustment or two, and they're just not giving much.
Langdon Orgold, the junior quarterback, comes in with the play with just under 5 to go in this first half. Trusty Stitch to his right. This time he's going to throw it. Gets it over to Messina.
Oh, and he fumbled.
Castro's right there. It's a loose ball. It's live, and it's going to go.
It's going to go to GP. Now you got the Snohomish coach. That's actually Will. That's actually Will Soren down there saying no, that was an incomplete. It looked like he caught it to me.
We'll see it on the replay.
Yeah, they're saying it's a catch and a fumble. So Grizzlies.
Boy, the tides have turned here in the first half. I don't know if we have another look at that or not.
And you'll see if you can see it again, you'll see Will Soren, the DB coach for. He'll be signaling no catch right here on the bottom.
He does. He catches it, and then Castro with a big pop there and loses the ball. So a huge momentum shift now, Glacier Peak.
That's a huge play by GP. So was Castro the one that recovered that? He's looking for a T-shirt.
He really is. He wants one. 1st and 10 now for the 24 GP. Ziomas in trouble and cannot get out of it this time. Brought down by the Panthers.
He almost got out of that. He kind of slipped in there, but there's just too many red jerseys back there.
Big Jackson Harris, 78.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Yeah, that was a big play right there. See if Glacier Peak can capitalize here with 4:12 left. They only have 1 timeout left in this half.
Got plenty of time. Generally, GP doesn't use that much time to put a drive together.
Dawson Crosby to the right of Ziomas. Oh, no, that's Collins. Here comes Ziomas. Sees a nice lane up the middle. Gets it to the 25-yard line, almost to the original line of scrimmage.
Kind of a heads-up play by Ziomas. Ducks out of the pocket there.
Nick Bender's saying he's one of the faster players on the team.
Yeah, 3rd or 4th fastest guy on the team.
3rd and 11. Clock ticking down, 3:29. Snohomish all their timeouts. Third and 11, Aiden Ziomas. Castro to the right also. Back to pass. Now cuts it up. Gonna run. He's got lots of red jerseys. Splits it to the 10, 5. Ziomas to the pylon.
It should be a touchdown. Yep, touchdown, they are signaling touchdown.
Glacier Peak.
What a run by Ziomas. And it looked like for a minute he was going to get sacked.
He cut it up, and he had 3 Panthers right there, and he just shifted.
I did not think he was going to get through that, and it just goes back to your point from a minute ago that he's like one of the fastest players on the team, and boy, he got down the field fast, and there was just no catching him.
Deceptive speed.
Deceptively fast. He put the ball over.
He put the ball, yeah.
Yep. Heads up play to get that ball over the pylon, too.
My goodness. That is up, and it is good.
And just like that, GP with a 21-7 lead.
Snohomish looking to answer down 7. They get the completion, a great defensive play by Castro, pops it, and GP right away takes advantage more after this.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Get the
over there you can see to the right. We can get him over there and pan the tightwad hill over there.
That's not named after you, is it? Only kidding.
Sweet.
He will. Messina and Stitch back to receive for the Panthers, and they started out with all the mojo here at the 6th annual Dick Armstrong Cup, and just in a flash, the Grizzlies put 14 on the board.
Momentum shifted quickly.
And Cordwin.
Oh, did he field that before it went out of bounds? He should have let that. I think he fielded it before it went out of bounds.
Been close.
Should have just let that drop out of bounds, and they would have got it on the 35. It looks like it's going to be at about the 24.
Let's go down to Ronnie and talk about this great crowd. What a night here in Snohomish.
Looking at a great crowd down here tonight. And after that last score by GP, it's kind of quiet down here on the Snohomish sidelines, and a little bit quiet in the Snohomish fans out there. But I wouldn't put anything down at this point. Stitch is going to come back out here and make some moves here in this last 3 minutes.
Yeah, nobody's collecting their bets yet, that's for sure.
Not at all. Stitch, he had a 78-yard touchdown run. Here's one more time on the right side. He gets out of bounds.
That wasn't Stitch, though.
Oh, that wasn't?
No, I think that was a different number.
I take it for granted. Oh, that was
Stitch.
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't even look. You get lazy.
Yeah, you just assume it's going to be him. Actually picked up a couple there, maybe.
Clock sitting at 2:57 here. 21-7 Glacier Peak. With 2 quick scores here. But Snohomish with all their timeouts. Plenty of time. Langdon Orgel, the quarterback. Stitch down to the left. He gets it to Stitch. On the left side, he gets up to the 30.
Good job by the D-line. Gave up a couple, but that's about it.
Let's see
I don't think Stitch isn't used to having just these like 1 or 2 yard games.
Yeah. Juno Lindsay for Glacier Peak kind of cracking down, helping out, taking Stitch down.
3rd and 4, 2:30. Time's a factor right now. The clock's a little bit of the enemy for Snohomish here.
3rd and 4. Orgo gets it to Stitch. Stitch weaving his way through traffic, gets a first down past the 35.
And Malachi getting up a little slow there, or not Maake. Good run there by Stitch. Finds a couple holes.
He just pounds it, doesn't he? E.J. Johnson, 53, trying to stop him.
It takes a village.
It really does. You know, they have him listed, Keegan Stitch, 5'11", 195. But plays almost stronger,
he plays
bigger
like
than that.
230.
1st and 10 now at their own 37. Here we go, Messina, the sweep play to the near side, cuts up. Cracked there
Not
by
much
Castro. Again, another big play. Maybe gain a yard, Tim.
Good job by Castro to stay home there.
Bo
There was
Burns.
actually a couple holds in there, blocks in the back, and they got away with one.
Clock ticking down. 1:31 left. As you see, Langdon Orgill there, the junior quarterback. And there's Stitch. Second and 9. Stitch, left side. Finds a little hole.
Oh.
Ankle tackle there by big 51.
Fafita got him by
Bakake.
the feet there. It was a great tackle.
One of his brothers to our right in the coach's booth helping out on the defensive staff.
Fafita doesn't make that tackle. I think he's gone for another 10, 12 yards easily. Snohomish taking a timeout. They got 2 left after this.
We'll stay right here.
Ron's going to try to get Bender coming in
before halftime.
I would think he'd be in a little better mood than he was last week. Not that he was in a bad mood, but he should be all smiles, I would think.
So a couple things. We watched Snohomish last year. Josh Johnson, 24. He was one of the best high school receivers I think I've seen. A tremendous athlete. And he had some great tape. He's at School of Mines in Golden, Colorado. He got a scholarship. They did that thing kind of like we saw with Spencer Pettit. They were doing a drill. I saw it on Twitter. They were doing like a one-on-one drill, and the guy who was playing, I guess he was a good friend of his from the area, instead of going to hit him, he pulls out this thing of his pocket and hands it to him, and that's his scholarship.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Spencer Pettit thing after the play. A lot of Wesco DNA out there in the college football ranks right now.
Yes.
It's kind of filled with it, including some D1 starters.
Yes, we'll talk about those guys maybe. Ross Bowers at Cal, and then Luke. And Orgill just tries to make something out of not much. He gets up to the 45, the clock 101.
They got 2 timeouts left, so they're probably going to burn at least one of those real quick here.
Well, and here's this, Ron pointed out, when he's got to run off the field and run back.
I know, the guy's clocking in some miles, too. I mean, on every play, he's running back and forth. Get the kid on the cross-country team.
Seriously. It's like doing doing in the gym, you know, you do the lines, you know, running back and forth.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Suicides?
him well. Man, the guy's like going to burn himself out.
Oh, he's just chewing clock big time. And now
Ty
Smalley decides to take
You know what's
time
funny
out.
about that? They wasted like 30 seconds there almost. They could have taken a timeout with like 54 seconds, I think.
This time we'll step away real quick. Speedway Chevrolet in Monroe.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Back here, just the closing seconds of the first half, the 6th annual Dick Armstrong Cup. Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle, Ron the Wedge Henthorn with you. And we had a dogfight, 7-7, Tim Boyle. Looks like, you know, big punches either way. And just those turnovers. You know, Snohomish had 5 in the big win last week over Marysville Pilchuck. This one, just a great defensive play, and they popped it, the fumble recovery. But, boy, turnovers will kill you.
Yeah, and the beginning of the game, I thought there was a chance Snohomish might run away with this thing the way it was looking.
Looks like they're going to punt.
Oh, they're going to punt. Interesting.
And David Castro on to receive as it is taken, and he'll let it bounce.
We talked about this last year, Scott. Glacier Peak doesn't return a lot of punts. They just they're kind of happy to take it where it lands.
Tyler Larson, the punter there, I want to give him credit for Snohomish. So interesting turn of affairs here, just with 15 seconds left. Glacier Peak with 1 timeout. Snohomish now with 1.
Does Glacier Peak sit on that, or do they run a couple plays? I run a couple plays. Why not?
It depends.
With a timeout.
Roy Rosenbach called Kai Smalley. Did he call Bender as well?
Roy'd run a couple flea flickers here.
He would. Go deep, boy. Send him deep. We'll try and get some halftime stats for you as we roll into halftime here. Great crowd. Aganaga there to the left. Aiden rolling left, looking. Now he's going deep. It's caught.
Look at that.
Holt with the catch and a big play, runs out of bounds with 6 seconds on the clock.
That was a huge play, and he throws it across his body. That's a tough throw to make. When you're running that way and then throw it to the opposite side of the field, that is not that's why he's one of the top guys in the Northwest.
Second year in the Northwest 9. If you haven't watched that show on Root Sports, finished 3rd. And he's a junior, and he's 5'11". You can see he's filling out, but he's got a gun.
5'11"?
That's what they have him listed at.
Aiden Ziomas?
5'11", 170. 6 seconds left, 1st and 10, right on the 50. Baby Z thinking, now he's got to do something.
Oh, he's improvising.
Time has expired. Gets
oh,
a block.
No!
Sideline cuts. Teammates dragging him. He finally is taken down to the 22.
Oh, and there's a player hurt there. Number 45 looks like he got rolled up on or something for Snohomish.
And this is when you're the coach saying, just don't get hurt, Aiden.
Wow.
Ethan Lewis, 6-foot senior for Snohomish down. That's going to end the first half. Glacier Peak 21. Snohomish 7. More after this on STSPN. Going down to Ron Hensler, see if he can get head coach for Glacier Peak, Nick Bender. Here we go, Ronnie.
Down here with Coach Nick Bender. Nick, a little bit scary on the start of that first game.
Just a little bit, but it takes a while to settle down sometimes, to get the butterflies out of the way, and now we can just play football.
And Stitch kind of like giving you a little wrestle there?
A little bit, 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, and then there's a burst. You got to play the averages and hope that we can outlast it.
Going to change anything up in the second half, or you like what you're doing right now?
I kind of like what we're doing right now. Maybe I had a couple of wrinkles here and there, but not a whole heck of a lot.
Well, you got the lead. Let's see if you can keep it.
All right, thank you.
Good luck to you.
Appreciate it.
All right, back to you, Scotty.
Thank you, Ronnie. 21-7 is our halftime. We'll try and get some halftime stats and maybe some other scores around the league. Don't go anywhere. The Dick Armstrong Cup, the 6th version. More after this on STSPN.
keep on buying your 50/50 raffles from your SHS cheerleaders. Special thanks to the Snohomish High School Panther Band under the direction of Joe Portman.
Back here at halftime at the 6th annual Dick Armstrong Cup here, as you see Snohomish getting ready to come out of the tunnel. A great crowd, just packed tonight. Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle, Ron the Wedge Henthorn. And as you see them come out, 21-7 Glacier Peak. Tim, let's go over some halftime stats courtesy of our friends over at 1380 KRKO.
Yeah, they just came through for us on the stats. Well, Ziomas, you're looking at 6 for 10, passing 155 yards and 2 TDs, both of them to Bo Burns on those touchdowns. And Burns is sitting at 3 receptions, 104 yards, 2 TDs.
Don't forget Baby Z's 7 carries, 58 yards, and a touchdown himself.
And it seemed like more. I'm surprised it's only 58 yards.
He ran backwards for part of it.
Yeah, he did. that last play was run. He must have ran 100 yards, but probably got credit for about 40. Keegan Stitch, the other, we thought he came out like a ball of fire, but he slowed down a little bit.
Oh yeah, we got you. Let's go down to Ron Henthorn. You getting Kai? Yeah, we got you. See if he's going to try and grab Kai Smalley here real quick.
You got me? Yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
All right, let me grab him real quick to get there.
Let's see if Ronnie the Wedge Henthorn can go get, as you see him walking over, to try and get head coach in his 5th season. Can't believe it, Kai Smalley. So Keegan Stitch.
Wedges, he's getting in there.
He's waiting. He's going to wedge in. You're going to see it right here live. Maybe get a replay of this, Todd? I don't know.
Hopefully the ref isn't there to throw a flag.
To finish Stitch's numbers, 19 carries, 110 yards, 1 touchdown, and he had 1 through the air for 44. That big, long bomb to start it off, where they took a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, and they kind of slowed him down after that first series, though. That first series, we thought it was going to be a long night for Glacier Peak. But
yeah, I thought his 28 carries last week was just like child's play.
Exactly. And how many carries does he have so far? 19 already. So he's on pace for 38. But Snohomish, if there's a knock on them for the first half, they're a little bit one-dimensional. They're pretty much if they don't go to Stitch, they really aren't getting anything. They're probably negative yards when they're not giving the ball to Stitch. So,
and our job Monday morning cutbacks, what we just do at halftime here, we're saying, hey, get Stitch. The opening series of first play, they throw a bomb.
Hey,
right
down here with
here
Kai. The media 30 seconds with you, Kai. Here, got off to a good start there, and then kind of got a couple shots behind there.
Yeah, it happens. We're still in the ball game. We just got to go out and do the fundamentals. We just got to stick to our plan and execute. And right now, we're letting things happen to us instead of making them happen.
Well, I think you've got a good game here, and you're still in this game. There's no question about that.
No, absolutely. And that's what we talked about in halftime. Is that you got two options now. You come out and you play the game and you finish the game, and you go for the win, or you come out and fold. You just got to make sure you're defining yourself as a team and as a program right now. So, got to go out and get it.
Change anything up or going with the same plan?
Stick to the plan.
All right, thanks, Kai. Good luck to you. Thanks, man. All right, Scott, you heard it from the coach. Right back to you guys.
I'm a little fired up from Kai Smalley.
Listen to that. Good job, Ron.
Put me in, coach. Kai Smalley getting them revved up there. Now they won the coin toss. They decided to take the ball. So the first half, Glacier Peak will start with it, and they definitely have the momentum going into halftime.
For sure. That's one of the downfalls of taking the ball first. Glacier Peak doing good in the second half, doing some good drives, and they get the ball first thing in the second half, so that hurts a little bit.
We'll see what Kai Smalley, also the defensive coordinator for the Panthers, will see what he draws up to try and contain the Grizzlies. Castro and Pettis back to receive.
I know Castro's chomping at the bits back there to get in the game. I know he wants to get that ball. See if they'll give him a shot at it.
Connor Smith's number 2 for the Panthers here to kick it off. Second half.
He is going to, it's going to go to Pettis.
From around the 12-yard line, he runs into trouble at the 24, and there's an excited young man. Look at him run out.
Look at him come off the field. Well, there's nothing better than a big special teams hit.
Gavin Skiles-Jones, the sophomore, he's ready, baby. That's awesome.
So GP will start at about the 21-yard line. Or 25. They've got it spotted at the 25, but they say, yeah, there we go. They just changed the clock.
Is it, it is the 25. Well, here we go. We'll see what they come up with after halftime. That's
look at that.
Through the middle. Got tons of room. There goes Aganaga.
And number 7 comes and makes a game.
Or is that Collins? Excuse me. I'm sorry,
Number 31.
Tim. I thought that was Collins at first. Alex Collins. These new unis throwing me off.
And then number 7 for Snohomish came out of nowhere to make that tackle.
Tristan Harmston.
Kind of maybe a touchdown saving tackle there. A good run.
Well, that was not what Kai Smalley wanted. They flipped the field immediately now in Panther territory at the 42. Collins again gets the rock. Stutter steps, and this time the Panthers catch up with him.
Not much doing.
Taken down
Second
by Jaden.
effort, he gets back at least to the line of scrimmage.
Jaden McClure here, if you see on the replay, taking him down, 2nd and 10. Talk about it. Some seniors that graduated last year. Kobe McDaniel, a standout kid here. The family, obviously, on the football field and the basketball field, playing over there at Whitworth. Saw him on the roster there in Spokane. 2nd and 10 here for Glacier Peak. He almost fakes it to Collins. Now he's got trouble. Nowhere to go, and they bottle him up, and it's going to be a loss of 1.
Yeah, the pocket kind of collapsed on him quickly there. see what that brings up here.
Big number 78, the captain,
Third
Jackson
and-
Harris.
3rd and 11.
The tackle, yep. Snohomish 1-0, Glacier Peak 0-1 here. Ziomas is going to take it himself. Breaks a tackle. Gets up close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it, Tim. Looks like a little short.
I think it's a little short, but they're going to certainly go for that. That's definitely 4-down territory. So a very manageable 4th down play, and good heads-up running by Ziomas. That was a design quarterback keeper there.
Talking to head coach Nick Bender before the game, we talked about his running, his leading rusher last week in that loss, 74. Was those scripted or just, ad lib? And he said, no, a lot of them were ad lib.
Yep.
He gets to call audibles if he wants. 4th and 1 here. They look over.
They got trips over on the left side.
Man is here right, staying in the block. Ziomas looking down. Now he says, go, I got this. Good block there.
Good block by number 2.
Yeah, John Paul Anderson.
Yeah, that got him the first down there. So heads up play there.
Baby Z playing the maestro there under the direction. He's directing traffic and telling Anderson to block, and he picks up the first down.
Yeah, he knows it too. He came back and gave him a thank you for that.
So Snohomish defense trying to put up a stand here, as there was 14 unanswered at the end in the second quarter. 9:22 left in this third quarter. From shotgun over the head. One time Ziomas gets it, and he's crushed back there. Great job by the Panthers.
Boy, that's costly. That's going to be about a 15-yard loss possibly?
McClure there for Snohomish, along with big Jackson Harris. I think Anchor, we had one big snap. They downed it at the half-yard line. That was that. They went up 14-7, that 99-yard drive.
Yeah, they're gonna have to try. They're gonna have to work on that. There's a lot of balls going close to being over his head.
Bad trouble. Ziomas going deep.
Oh, and there's the flag.
Bo Burns trying to come back on it.
Actually, a smart play by Bo Burns. He kind of, I don't want to say faked that a little bit, but if you watch that, you'll see him kind of come back and draw that penalty.
Trenton Brown on the coverage, who's done a good job. He kind of lost side of the ball. You see it one more time.
Which the ball's underthrown, so he's got to kind of come back for it. Probably not a good call there. Probably could have let that one go, but Glacier Peak's the recipient of that call.
Hold on, let me take your temperature. Are you feeling okay?
I'm not. There's something wrong with me. Yeah, I think that one probably should have been let go. I mean, I would have kept the flag.
No, wait, they're moving it the other way.
What?
Let's go down to the wedge, Ron Henthorne. You
was it offsetting or? Oh no, now they're going back.
Now they're going back. This is like a yo-yo. Ron, what's going on down there? Oh, here's our
It
Tom
looked like
Friel.
he's walking the ball off, man.
Okay, he's going the other way for a second. We're trying. Our ref mic.
It was pass interference, Snohomish.
They have to get the numbers right, so they have to go.
Now, here's the funny thing about high school. It's not an automatic first down. You'd think, okay, they caught a break, but now it's 2nd and 7.
Ziomas looking to run now. Jackson gets him down.
Man.
Jackson Harris.
Now it goes from 2nd and 7 to about 3rd and 15.
And we were told about Jackson Harris. We saw him last year, 6'3", 215. And look at the agility. He moves like a cat.
Oh, yeah, there was no escaping that. It was cat and mouse there.
A big defensive, and this is what Snohomish needed.
Now it's third. Now you go from 2nd and 7 to 3rd and 17. Not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 17. You got to dig deep for that one.
Ziomas back. He's going to get pressure. He leans into it, going for Burns, overthrows him. Again, nice coverage there by Brown.
Now 4th and 17 on the 34. I think the call here is still to go for it, though. I don't see any use in punting from the 34-yard line.
You notice that time the defensive line who came in were rushing the passer. They kind of held up and tried to stay. They didn't want to go aggressively after Ziomas because
he's
they
going to
didn't
run.
want to burn, so
Yeah.
they had nice discipline of staying there.
They had good coverage on Burns there, too. Okay, what are you looking at back here in the backfield? Yeah, they're going to go for it on.
Everybody to the wristbands.
Now here's sometimes you'll see the quarterback do a little pooch kick because nobody's back there.
They're going to go for it. Ziomas looking now, goes deep right. Has
Oh,
Castro off the fingertips.
just off the fingertips.
Hasn't gone to David Castro much. He had a big defensive play there. You see it. So the Snohomish Panther defense, they do what they have to do here in this third quarter. They do not want Glacier Peak to get one more score, and they'll take over.
Yeah, they got a couple good plays for losses on this drive. Plagued with a pass interference.
Yeah, good. They persevered through the diversity, and they'll start here on their own 34-yard line. Langdon Orgel pitches it this time to Messina.
Oh.
And Castro, good job there, holding the edge until his
And Castro
friends
didn't bite at all and just slowed him down enough. Here it is again. Getting pushed from behind, too.
They're trying to see what they can do on the edges. Hasn't been much. Keegan Stitch, a lot of his work off tackle.
Well, so far, like we talked about earlier, if it's not going to Keegan Stitch, it's usually a negative yardage.
And there you go, loss of 5 for 4, 2nd and 14 from the 30. Langdon now is in trouble and he goes down.
Another example right there.
Anchor Graves fired up.
Getting up, all fired up. You'll see it here. Anchor Graves along with number 9.
Juno Lindsay. So now a big 3rd and 15.
I think they're going to have to get Keegan Stitch involved again.
And he's been relatively quiet.
Since really about the second drive, they've kind of contained him.
Again, that's in Keegan Stitch world. 3rd and 15. They go back to pass again. Keegan into block, and this is overthrown.
Yeah, and if you look at Langdon was just getting leveled. Here you'll see it again on the screen. He had all kinds of pressure coming at him, and just too much pressure, overthrows it.
He's trying to go for junior Peyton Campbell. And the defense does what they have to do. They have a big stand, and now the offense has got to kick it away.
See if Castro can get a return here. Talked about this earlier. Glacier Peak doesn't seem to return a lot of punts.
No one able, it's like a lost treasure in the ocean. No one can figure out why.
they just seem to be content with taking it where it is.
Tyler Larson back to punt for the Panthers.
Ooh,
that's a long
almost
snap.
went over his head.
He played that well. He fielded it well. He got a nice punt off. And it's down right away.
Takes a Glacier Peak bounce.
Noah Dunham. Another big fella, 6'3", 195. So now it's the task for Kai Smalley's defense once again to see if they can hold GP.
And now GP scores here, and the clock is going to start being a huge problem for Snohomish.
Still in the third quarter, 6:06. And they have to figure out a way, if it's going back to Keegan Stitch up the middle, Tim, or we talked at halftime, getting him out in the flat a little bit, trying to create some space. They've done that on some sweeps, but Keegan Stitch is a whole nother level.
He is, but the problem with that is that I think GP is overly focused on Keegan Stitch, and they're not able to do anything with anybody else right now. Again, like we said, every time they don't go to Keegan Stitch, it's negative yards.
Go down to Ron Henthorne. Do you have any idea what this conference is about?
I don't. They're going to hear it right now from the ref, though.
Oh, here we go. See if we can hear him.
Personal.
Defenseless play.
Personal foul.
A defensive.
15 yard. Can we
like
go back on
first and
that
10.
play?
This is like Todd Elvig's cell phone in his office right now. It's in and out.
I did not see any type of personal foul on that.
I don't know. Do we have a replay, Todd, of that? Where's replay Rob when you need him? Not sure we can catch that.
Oh, here it is. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no, that's a different play.
That's the
That's the one
incomplete.
before.
There's a flag there, actually. Okay. 29-yard line. And left side, Heston Pettis tries to get the edge, and he'll pick up 6 or 7 yards. Nice first down play there.
Yeah, you'll take that every day twice on Sunday on first down. Third, yeah, they're going to give him 7 on that.
Second and third from their own 36-yard line. Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle, Ron the Wedge Henthorn with you. Great night. The place is just packed. Standing room only. Second and 3. Ziomas hands it up the middle. And it looks like good enough for a first down.
Oh.
See if that was Collins.
Yep, they're
Nope.
saying move the chains there.
John Paul Anderson, the ball carrier there, the senior.
Number 2.
And Jacob Elvig, the second 59 in the house, coming up.
Oh, he's back from school right now, isn't he?
Traveling north from Newburgh, home of the Bruins. Coming up to watch his old team. Saw a lot of your teammates here in the house. First and 10. 5:33 left in the third. Under center is Ziomas. Now he gets it off Aganaga.
Oh, and he breaks it.
Yeah, he breaks one
a
tackle. Good pursuit there by the other Panthers.
Going to still be at about the line of scrimmage there.
Again, Jaden McClure, that senior, 6 foot 170, but he's all over the ball. We lost a camera, apparently. I told you a standing room only. It's stand on the cable and kick it out.
Somebody kicked our cord down there.
Cameraless.
Darn kids.
We're
stay
we're
with us here.
I'll do a little radio. Second and 9, 4:42 left from the 41-yard line. Ziomas fakes the handoff. Now he's looking. He goes deep down the center of the field, trying to get to Manis.
Oh!
Incomplete, broken up, almost caught and almost intercepted there by Trenton Brown of the Snohomish Panthers, and it falls to the ground.
Yeah, and almost.
Last week, that's his first tonight. First and 10 for the Grizzlies on the Snohomish 48.
Castro only a junior, too.
Now shotgun, he hands it off to Alex Collins on the left side. Panthers right there. He'll gain a couple. But big number, 73 Carter Cole with the tackle, bring up second and 7.
Good job by the Snohomish offensive line, or defensive line there.
See a lot of the big fellas with hands on their hips, Tim.
Hey, it's getting tiring now. Getting late in the game. GP's got some sustained drives.
Cameras are back. Thank you to the 5-tool player. Maybe we'll take one away for that, but it's okay. Ziomas in the shotgun. Second and 7. Alex Collins, did he hand it off? He did, and it's crushed.
Oh, loses about 3 yards there. That's going to bring up, that's going to make him, it's decision time. That's going to make it a 4th and 10.
And 78, Jackson Harris, the captain, boy, he smelled that all the way.
He's on the positive side of the 50, though, so this is where you'd probably see him go for it. See what kind of play they're going to call up. Wouldn't be surprised if Ziomas keeps it on a designed play.
Looks over.
Looks like they're coming at him.
2:45 left in the third quarter. Here they come. They send him. Now he Launches. Bo Burns too much. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 10.
Turnover on downs there for the Grizzlies. Good break for Snohomish.
Oh, it's still 4 down, guy.
Now it's 4th
down.
Yep.
Whoops.
See, I immediately thought I was wrong because 99% of the time I am.
You're not giving yourself enough credit there.
So 4th and 10 now. Heston Pettis, the punter. Trying to see for Snohomish who's back to receive there around the 13-yard line. That is Messina.
Ooh, short punt. They didn't even bring a rush in on that. Oh,
big GP
what a
bounce.
Bounce he gets on that.
Rolls out at the 19-yard line or 18-yard line. So that's where Snohomish will start. Snohomish in the 3A now. Next week, they're at home. That'll be against Linwood right here on STSPN.
Yeah, it's a good matchup for Snohomish. I think they walk away with a win on that one. A lot of people pick Snohomish to win their division.
Yes. Glacier Peak heading to Everett Memorial Stadium, take on Cascade. That's an 8 p.m. game. 1st and 10 from the 19.
Oh.
And Orgel throws. It's complete to number 7, Tristan Harmston.
And he gets it off in the nick of time. If you see on the screen here, he's just about to get leveled. He gets it off at the last millisecond.
Nice job there by Langdon Orgel. Debut, again throwing the ball. He was 5 for 16, 38 yards, had 3 INTs, so much better tonight. 2nd and 30, under 2 to play here in the 3rd quarter. This time it's Stitch up the gut. And
he's going to be close. I don't think they got it, though.
The line judge
he's
coming in.
He's a little short. Yeah, line judge is signaling for 3rd down, so probably 3rd and 1. Big 3rd down here for Snohomish. They need to get some more points on the board. Now they're going to measure.
Official timeout, 1:31 here.
They ended up giving them a little bit more of a favorable spot. The line judge initially signaled that was going to be 3rd down.
Who's on the change? Lance Southard, is he on the change this year?
Let's see. He retired out, I think.
Yeah, nice. Big shout out to the Southard family, the Southard boys.
It's the first year we haven't had one of their kids on the team in since the beginning of GP's existence.
Yeah.
10 years.
Ron, what do you think, man? You got your eyes on it, Eagle Eye Henthorn?
You just saw it. It's the 1st down.
Ooh, favorable spot.
The tape doesn't lie.
You had that all the way, didn't you, Ronnie?
Favorable spot. Initially, it looked like it was short. Then sometimes they do this thing where they hand it off and they'll put it forward a little bit or put it back. But anyway.
That is a big 1st down for Snohomish, and they need it.
Should have started the clock back up, though.
When they set the ball. I didn't see the referee wind it.
Yeah.
Here's Stitch, and he's got a little bouncing up at a nice 1st down carry.
Picks up about 7 on that.
And that's what we saw a heavy dose of in the 1st quarter, Tim, is just Keegan right at you.
And hopefully Snohomish won't run out of time.
This is where their running game, when they're behind, is a challenge with the clock.
Yes, because you're behind 2 touchdowns, and they got to hope Glacier Peak doesn't score again. But obviously, just running them up the middle is going to chew up some clock.
Both teams, all 3 timeouts in the 2nd half. Orgill hands it off to Keegan one more time.
He's going to be short there. That's going to bring up 3rd and at least 1. Good job on the D line there, not giving hardly an inch there.
Juno Lindsay, also Evan Manis helping out. And here is another big 3rd down. 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Probably know where it's going.
I think so. If you don't make it, Tim, do you absolutely? This is just you got to go for it, right? There's not even a question. We're just about to start the 4th quarter.
If it's like 4th and 1 or something, yeah, I would.
Peyton Campbell to the near side. They send Harmson out to the right. Keegan, and now here's a flag, and it's going to be a legal procedure.
That's going to go against Snohomish. So now it's going to be 3rd and 7. When you're looking at for Keegan Stitch, 3rd and 2 is probably an easy play. 3rd and 7, a little different story.
You see the Panthers sideline there. Eddie doing an awesome job as usual.
Full start. Third down.
I apologize to Tom Friel, our referee.
I'll translate for you. It was false start, and it's going to be 3rd and 7.
Thank you.
I speak garbled language.
And you do it well.
Thank you.
Our head engineer saying we've got to re-engineer the antennas for a mic for the ref. That'd be a good weekend project, Todd. Now whistles blowing, and what do we got now? Who called the timeout? Ron, did you see who called the timeout?
I think Snohomish did.
Well, we'll fix Ron's mic as well. Tonight's presentation of high school football brought to you all year long. Lake Stevens, Ace
no
Hardware.
timeout. It was the end of the quarter.
End of the quarter, that's right.
Yep.
Thank you. We'll be back with a 4th.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Do it.
We might have to take a road trip up to Lake Stevens Ace Hardware.
We should do that.
Hang out there for a bit.
I like the Ace Hardware.
I love it.
You find all kinds of little gadgets that you don't see in normal stores. And then sometimes they have a little local flavor things too, of things that are pertinent to like Lake Stevens or the town.
Yeah, and they're a huge supporter of all high school sports in the area. We went to Lake Stevens High School, did that Monroe, that division championship. Boy, that place was rocking.
Well, they have to go up there this year for GP has to travel up there this year.
3rd and 7. Stitch on the left side. Now in trouble is Orgel, and he goes down by Josh Ehrlich and brings up a 4th and long. Here's it is one more time.
Great penetration there by Josh Ehrlich. He just seeks him out.
Looks like he was trying to go to Keegan Stitch there on the left side in the flat, and he saw the GP defender creeping up, and you know what? Probably a smart play by Langdon to hold back.
I don't know that he saw Ehrlich coming.
No. But he thought there might be a pick 6 in his future.
Somebody didn't have his blind side.
That's right. And the young man was having visions last week. There's a big punt.
They had some penetration there.
Tyler Larson gets it away.
Oh, no.
Dives, loses the ball. Snohomish recovers. Castro dove on it, lost it, and it's a huge play by number 88, Ryan Douglas, and Snohomish is in business.
I think Castro must have thought it was touched or something. I'm not sure why he tried to dive on that.
Huge play and break for the Panthers here as we just start the 4th quarter.
Boy, and that's the special teams. A lot of times when you get a break, it comes on special teams, and they're kind of momentum turners.
Well, as always, turnovers just massive. This time, Stitch. He bounces outside, and it takes 3 Grizzlies to get him down.
Boy, and you'll see on that first hit, Stitch just puts his head down and says, "I'll come at you." But there were just too many Grizzlies there.
A lot of these kids grow up together, playing junior together, know a lot about each other, the families. We always talk about that. For Glacier Peak, it's Snohomish and Jackson. Jackson, most of the kids will say Jackson's much more of a rivalry than Snohomish.
They do now for sure. Well, now Jackson's in their division, and you know,
2nd and 8, 10:30 left to go in this game. Snohomish, they have not beat them yet in this young series. 6 times, Stitch up the middle, just running over bodies up to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, not too much there for Stitch. He gets a couple. The problem with those is they're kind of a clock chewer.
Snohomish started this game with, they had possession. They won the coin toss. They just hit Keegan Stitch, and there you see a great picture of the Snohomish crowd. School starting this past Wednesday. Kids are having a good time.
It's packed in there.
It really is. 3rd
They're
and
in there
4.
thick.
Messina in motion. Keegan, and he's met right at the line, but he keeps on turning. And he spins out close to the 31, still going to set up a 4th and short.
It's amazing that he ended up getting 2 or 3 yards on that play. They had him in the backfield there. He's just too hard to bring down by yourself.
He had 19 carries in the first half. He's well over 25, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Unofficial. 4th and 2. Another big play for Snohomish to get back in this game, down 21-7, 9:01 left in the game. They know what's coming if you're Glacier Peak.
There it is.
There it is. He finds a hole, he gets cracked, and they're going to give him the first down.
I think his forward progress got the first down. They ended up pushing him back a couple yards. But they do give it to him. It's tough when they know where it's coming. And he is a tough cat.
Left tackle or right tackle?
Exactly.
Which A gap? Big first down here. They started this drive on their own 19-yard line. They've had drives of 80. He's looking to pass, but
gets back to about the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Probably won't go down as a sack. Maybe even picked up a yard.
Snohomish, just looking at, has not scored since that opening drive, Tim Boyle.
Yeah,
they went 80 yards in 2 plays.
And they're going to need to get some points. We're looking at 8 minutes now in the 4th quarter, so there is definitely time for them to get 2 touchdowns, but this running up the middle every time is really chewing the clock.
And if you're Kai Smalley, when do you start chipping away at those timeouts to stop that clock? 2nd and 10. Messina in motion one more time. Orgo back to pass. He's going deep right. He has a man wide open. Caught. Touchdown! Tristan Harmston. Touchdown, Panthers. And that took no time.
That took exactly, and that was a beautiful pass, over the shoulder catch. You'll see it again here. That's exactly what Snohomish needed. So they're setting up the pass by running up the middle, and it just kind of opens up that pass, puts it in the perfect spot.
Just the catch. Great job there by Langdon Orgel. Also, number 7, Tristan Harmston, the junior, over the shoulder.
That's just what they needed because, like we said, they were just running up the middle and chewing so much clock.
Connor Smith's extra point is up, and it is good with 7:40. The Dick Armstrong Cup just got a little tighter. Grizzlies up by 7.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Whoa, hey now. Back with you, Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle, Ron the Wedge Henthorn. Let's go down to Ron Henthorn. Boy, it doesn't take much. A little touchdown action gets the Panthers fired up.
You know, Scott, that's my game, and that's the game I called. You got to be passing against these Grizzlies, and that's where it's going to come from. And I like that, too, because I'm a former tight end.
Wreaking havoc in Ames, Iowa, the Cyclone. Can you imagine, Ron, the Wedge Henthorn coming at you, putting the jukes on?
He would have been a big guy back in the
tall. You can play some hoops, too, let me tell you.
He can still dunk.
I wouldn't put it past him.
A donut.
And Castro bounces back, and he's got to pick it up at the 2. What a punt.
It was a kickoff.
Or a kickoff, excuse me, thank you.
I'm confused on why there was nobody in the back.
And David Castro, not much he could do. He has to pick it up at the 2.
There was nobody back there on that. I wonder if they just assume they're going to kick it short. He had to run to the back of the field and field that. Castro's eager to get in this football game.
Yes, he is. 1 catch unofficial right now. Had 2 big touchdowns, 8 catches last week. Bo Burns been the big receiver so far, and so they'll start this one at their own 17-yard line with 7:31 left to go in the game. Ziomis to Anderson. Anderson finds a big hole, first down and more, up to the 34.
Excellent run right up the middle. It's going to chew some clock, get a first down, exactly what GP needs. $7:19 and ticking. Glacier Peak's going to look for a nice sustained drive here. They don't necessarily need to score right away. It'd be better for them to just kind of do a nice 50, 60-yard drive.
See the junior fakes it to Anderson. Now he's going to Bo Burns.
Throw a flag. That's going to be a first down with a face mask. Holy crimey, look at this again on the screen. He just rips his face mask.
Trenton Brown having the tough task. There it is.
Kind of horse collar / face mask. Easy call to make there for the ref.
That'll add on big yardages.
Going to be a 15-yarder.
Tom Friel discussing it with his crew.
That was pretty flagrant.
Looked like he was kind of going for him, and he was just in a bad position reaching out. Instead of being an incomplete.
Now it's first and not only is it going to be 1st and 10 again, but it's going to be up towards midfield.
From where I was standing, I think if he hadn't got the face mask, that would have been a completion and a touchdown.
Oh, no kidding. It looked like he's almost in the replay run after. We'll go to Tom Friel if we can catch him. I don't know if we can see that one more time.
First down.
I don't know if you guys heard that off air, but here's the throw. See, it looked like it's after. Yeah, it's after. It's a definite foul, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Back to live here, 1st and 10 now on the GP 49. Anderson.
Oh, look at the hole.
Big hole on the left side. 20 inside in the red zone now, and all of a sudden, John Paul Anderson, huge chunks.
He had a hole there, and he's quick. I wonder if he's one of the top 4 that Bender was referring to as the fastest kids on the team.
The senior.
He found that hole very quick.
Couple carries last week, but he has gotten a lot of green this second half in just the last few plays.
And the clock's ticking at 6:33.
He had 1 carry last week for 2 yards. He's going to crush that. 1st and 10 now at the 18.
He gets it back. Oh, he almost found a hole there again.
This time it's plugged up. Noah Dunham there. For Snohomish.
Kind of tried almost the same play just to the other side, and that hole just about opened up for him.
The second half, Tim, the Panther defense has had to come up huge a couple times. When GP's been threatening, they've answered the bell. See if they can do it one more time, and then the big boff punt.
Yeah, if
Snohomish
GP
recovered.
scores here, though, it's going to be really They're going to have an uphill battle. High snap.
Snohomish clears the 10, gets a first down inside the 5 to the 2.
Wow, and he almost got into the house there. I think that it was a high snap. I can't tell if that was design play, but he might have just taken the high snap and said, I got to run.
Glacier Peak knocking on the door.
The 4-yard line, 1st and 4, 5:32 and ticking.
Started at their own 17 with 7:31 left to go in the game. They look over.
They're
Anderson to his left.
Not in a hurry here to get the ball snapped.
Aiden Snohomish, the leading rusher last week in that loss. Let's see if he can do it again. Now he goes to the fade route to Burns. Caught, touchdown, Grizzlies.
And that is a perfect throw by Snohomish on that fade. He's got to get it just above the defender and let, that was Burns, wasn't it?
Bo Burns,
yeah, Bo Burns.
3rd touchdown.
Let him do his job. Somebody's looking for a T-shirt tonight.
Yes, they are.
Let's see, was Ron right down there?
Down here, and that was a great catch, but a great throw by Z. I think Z's looking for a T-shirt too.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be tight. Huh?
4-yard touchdown pass, Snohomish to Bo Burns. Corwin on for the extra point. And boy, that just burst the bubble of the Snohomish Panthers. They answered and drew to 7. And Glacier Peak drives down, and they punch it in. And now it's back up to 28-14.
Yeah, now it's going to have to score 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes. It's going to be an uphill battle now.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. You need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
.505 left to go. This is the 6th meeting, Tim Boyle, and GP has won all of them so far. Snohomish talking to Kai Smalley. He thought maybe this year was his time. He could get it. Still 5:05 left, but boy, that was a big touchdown.
Yeah, and it was set up by a great run by Snohomish, too. He had a really clutch, 15, 20-yard run there to get it to about the 4-yard line.
And John Paul Anderson had some huge runs there. Squibber taken up by Snohomish, and right there, Ben Close.
It almost looked like they kicked it as hard as they could right at one of the people on the line, hoping it would get a bounce.
Great camera work there by Eddie. Interesting that they do the short squib kick there. Still 5:01 left, but you give them some field position there.
Yeah, I thinking they were thinking it was going to either get all the way through or bounce off one of those guys on the front of the line. Hard to say what the philosophy was.
Yeah. So here come the Panthers. Langdon Orgel, the junior quarterback, just his 2nd varsity start. And the phenom, Keegan Stitch. Now he goes out into the field. Orgel slides down, and big Maake Fafita.
Wearing number 51.
Area
just
51,
like his brothers.
Yes.
Area 51, that's a good one.
Malachi to our right in the coach's booth, and I hope his big brother Mosese, maybe he's watching there from Colorado Springs Air Force. You got to ask Malachi or even Maake, see if he's going to get some playing. 2nd and 22 now. Stitch trying to look for somewhere to go, and GP
nothing doing.
Bottling him up.
I think the GP defensive line has had a great game tonight. You know, they've given up a couple little things, but You know, all in all, to try to contain Stitch the way they have, they've had a great night.
Drew Johnson, the linebacker, and then big Austin Scriver. 3rd and 19. Orgel nowhere to go, and another sack by Big 51.
Late flag comes in, though, and it could be like a face mask or something.
We see another look here.
Yeah, let's see what the... Couldn't quite see it there. We'll have to see if Ron can catch what happened there. It looks like it's going to be against GP, though. Personal foul, face mask, yeah. Oh, that's too bad. Would have been 3rd and 19.
Been some major momentum-changing penalties here, as always, tonight. Some on both sides. There you see walking backwards.
But it's not an automatic first down.
Right.
It's still 3rd and 8.
What do you think about that in the high school?
I think that's bizarre.
Yeah.
It should be an automatic first down.
3:47 left to go in the game. All 3 timeouts for both teams. This is a big play. Orgel going to go to the pass one more time. Tucks it in. Goes deep. And it's incomplete. Trying to go again to Harmstead, and it's broken up. Well done there by the GP player.
Yeah, and the throw was not on target there. He might have been able to get that.
And that's Aguinaga.
4th and 8. You know, they're going to be forced to go for it, though,
Yeah.
with 3:35 left. So they really have no choice in the matter here. See what they call up here on 4th and 8. Probably have a good idea where it's going.
Split left there is Peyton Campbell. We hear whistles. And did somebody call a timeout, Ron Henthorn?
No. Now they need to get somebody off the field, I think.
Yeah, Dawson Crosby for Glacier Peak running out. And Bo Burns comes in. I don't know.
Not sure what the
equipment maybe.
On. Yeah.
4th and 8. The crowd into it. Orgel going deep left side. Trying to get Messina, and Messina just couldn't quite run, and I don't know that he knew he threw it. Incomplete.
I don't
turnover
think he
on
knew
downs.
either. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Overthrew him. That could close the door for the Panthers there. With 3:30 left, and GP's got it on the positive side of the field.
We're starting to discuss player of the game here.
We're gonna have to do this off air because I think it's gonna get heated and there's gonna be some arguments.
Put away the Doritos and the sodas, boys. It's gonna get busy in here.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of bleeping.
Then you got the wedge. The wedge always gonna chime in. So GP takes over on downs here. That was a big 4th and 8. Out on the Panther 44, and they hand it off. Number 14, new in the game here.
Let's see what we got there.
Bollinger.
Yeah, Sean Bollinger.
Yeah, he got one carry for 8 yards last week.
I think we got a timeout on the field, so we will discuss player of the game.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Right after this, 3:06 left, 28-14 Grizzlies.
Your American dream is out there, so go get it. Dreams don't come easy. They're gonna make you work for it. So put on your work boots, fire up your laptop, pour yourself a cup of coffee, because there's gonna be some late nights. American Family Insurance is your American dream insurance. We protect your home, your car, your business, and the most valuable thing you will ever own. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it.
American Family Insurance.
Back here, up high, Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's Snohomish and Glacier Peak. The time-honored tradition now, Tim Boyle.
Player of the game.
Player of the game.
Well,
you were lobbying hard.
Well, I think it's really tight. You know, I think it's between Bo Burns and Aiden Ziomas. Question is, has Aiden had a couple player of the games?
Well, it's the third year. Yeah. He almost kind of started the fourth. It's his real second year starting for sure. Ron, do you know what they're discussing down there with Kai Smalley? Oh, it's time. I get it. Thank you, Todd Elvig. But yes, Bo Burns.
3
senior.
touchdowns tonight. Been kind of all over the place. Some clutch catches.
I like it. I can get behind that. Ron Henthorn, the Wedge, you have any thoughts?
Well, I think it's a good choice. I think Aiden's got some real control out there, and he's kind of run the show out there. So
reverse Agonagua, and he's put down. So Snohomish not giving up.
No, Glacier Peak going the wrong direction here. Looks like Snohomish is going to use another timeout.
And the whistles are going, and the clock keeps going. And see if they'll reach. It should be like 3:03 or 3:01.
3rd and 16 for the Grizzlies.
Whose timeout was that charge? Looked like the
Well, it would have
Panthers?
been. I don't think GP would take a timeout here.
Okay, so Ron making again. It's you could go there as well. Aiden Ziomas, of course.
Yeah, it's very close.
Trying to spread the love here, spread the tease. Baby Z. He played well last week.
Excellent tonight.
You know, he had coming into this year, I mean, he had over 2,400 yards passing last year, 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. One of the top quarterback prospects in the Northwest.
Can't argue any of those points.
I know if his mom was here, she'd tell you.
Oh, yes. We don't want any parents coming in the booth. Can't have parents coming in the booth lobbying for their kids.
I want to thank McDaniel's Do-It Center in downtown Snohomish, one of our favorite places. Right downtown if you need anything. I mean, they cover the gamut there. It's great friendly service as well, right in downtown. McDaniel's Do-It Center.
This game's gone a little quicker than last week. Last week, I think we were in the booth till 10 o'clock.
It felt like it. Way past my bedtime. Well, we have a few more minutes here to debate our player of the game. Then Ron will find the great, our cameraman on the side, Eddie, here for our player of the game STSPN interview as we have 3rd and 16 here. And Ziomas rolls to the near side, now turns, throws. It's caught by Castro, but not enough for a first down.
Yeah, he stays in bounds, though, to keep the clock moving, though, so
Good
just
point.
as important.
Snohomish calls another timeout. We're going to keep it here. Remind everybody, STSPN.com. You can see thousands of archive video of all kinds of sports. Todd and Ron, they did a Panthers soccer game last night. They had a win against Monroe, I believe. We got volleyball coming up, and you can always check out the YouTube channel at STSPN or SnohomishTimes.com. I want to thank our sponsors, McDaniel's Do-It Center, Fred's Rivertown Ale House, Speedway Chevrolet, and our presenting sponsor, Lake Stevens Ace Hardware. Please support our sponsors the way they do us, and G&S Heating, of course, as well. So 2:53, this Dick Armstrong, this has been a fun one, Tim.
This has been a great game, just kind of like we thought. Great atmosphere, great weather, lots of points on the board. 4th and 4, they're 4th and 6. They're going to go for it, which makes sense from where they are. If they get it, they can just close out the game.
Boy,
they got quads,
yes,
right?
Yes, they do. I was just about to say thank you,
You don't
sir.
see that very often.
Rolling right, looking. Now he's going to get caught up, and he had too much time. Great coverage there by the Panthers. You know what? The defense did what they had to do.
Yeah, that was a coverage sack there. There's nowhere to go. Probably could have ran it, kept going around the corner. 2:47 left, so Panthers are going to need a miracle here. Stranger things have happened in high school football. There's been more points than 14 scored in 2:47 before, I promise you. So it definitely can happen.
See what Langdon Orgill can do. Goes to pass, and it's complete by Messina. Messina shakes off one, gets across the mid-stripe into GP territory. They don't have any timeouts left.
I was just going to say, yeah, no timeouts, so kind of takes a little bit of that ground game away from him.
Langdon Orgill can't run over to his offensive
doesn't
coordinator,
have time.
Jay Silver now. 2nd and 1. He's going for it, deep right. He has got Harmson in the whoa, and he just overthrows him.
You know what? If that ball's a little more accurate, that's 6 points right there.
In a hurry.
Yeah, without burning up any clock at all, hardly.
Stops the clock with 2:19.
They're going to have to be aware of that because he's been open a couple times.
Second game for a bright new and shiny scoreboard at the bottom of your screen. It's awesome. In times like these, Tim Boyle.
Who else brings you these things?
Nobody. I heard whistles. I think we're just waiting to get set. 3rd and 1. Stitch to the left. They give it to Stitch. She gets the first down, spins, tackles, holds on to the ball.
Gosh,
still going. Stitch.
Unbelievable how he can just break tackles like that. And they're trying to strip the ball from him, too, and he just keeps breaking tackles. I got to tell you, not only do you have to have talent, but you got to have a lot of strength to do that.
He is outstanding. So fun to watch. 1st and 10. Clock ticking. 2:11 left. Langdon looks, passes, popped up.
Oh, and they're going to give him. They're going to call pass interference on that. That's a bang play there. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know.
Ooh, he was affirmative on that call, trying to go to Caleb Sutherland.
However, I think one went the other way earlier tonight, so.
Crosby will get
here. You'll see it.
Caught.
He's got slow motion here. I think they got there about the same time. We shall see.
That is right at the same time. Great job, 5-tool player. You get another tool back. You lost it earlier when the cameras went out, but now we'll just give it back. That was awesome.
Yep.
Tom Friel, our
pass
official.
Interference, Glacier Peak. Keeps the drive alive.
Stops the clock at 2:04.
Does a lot of things for you. Moves the ball way up there.
Get a list out.
Yeah. I don't have enough time to write them all down.
Panther crowd getting into it, trying to get excited. Orgill goes over. It's caught by Harmson again, out of bounds. Smart play there.
Yeah, nice route by the receiver, too. Goes downfield, checks back up, and wide open. Heads up play to get out of bounds.
Aguinaga on the coverage there, number 3, and they're working that right side. Tim, Tristan Harmson, he already has that touchdown in the corner, and they're working that side.
Very much so. 2 minutes. They got 2 minutes left to get 14 points on the board.
They get a score, onside kick. You never know. Stitch to the left. Langdon Orgill, the junior, back to pass, looks left.
Uh-oh, he's in trouble.
Now he's in trouble. He just has to tuck it and get down quickly, and they got to get up.
They're going to have to get up and do something quick. 1:50 on the clock and ticking.
Grizzlies taking all the time they need. They're in no hurry. Harmston on the near side here.
Yeah, you got to watch here, number 7 here. And
2nd and 12. Sutherland there in motion. Stitch to the left. Going to Harmston. Harmston wasn't even looking.
No, the quarterback needed a little bit more time on that. Just kind of collapsed on him. Only good thing about that is it stopped the clock with the incomplete, but still looking at 3rd and 12, so.
Got to give it to the Panthers, never giving up here. They brought it to within 7, and then Glacier Peak came down and drove 83 yards, and Bo Burns capped it off with a 4-yard touchdown reception. Here is the Panthers, 3rd and 12, a $1:27 left. Harmston now near side again. Langdon still running. Now he's been chased by Anderson.
and
he
he
finally just
decided-
throws it away.
Did he get that back to the line of scrimmage?
GP coach is screaming for intentional
Yeah,
grounding.
there it is, and they do. That's exactly what it is. So what happened is he was outside the pocket, but he throws it out of bounds, but not back to the line of scrimmage, so that's where the flag is. And this is one of those where the refs actually can take some time, think about it, and then you'll see a late flag come in.
Clock stopped at 1:20. That's why we pay you the big bucks, Tim Boyle. To break it down, Boyle. Nobody knows the playbook like Tim Boyle. We're going to go through next NFL D3, D2, and D1 different rules.
Oh, you mean NCAA?
Yeah, let's break it down.
You know what? We went to one of those meetings, and they basically said throw common sense out the window because there's no such thing as common sense when you're talking about NCAA rules. And there really isn't. I heard some crazy rules. I mean, literally there is no common sense in that stuff.
I know. I've heard your rant there, and it's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes sense.
We'll have to get it on the podcast.
We will. We'll start pubbing that pod here shortly. We're looking for late October here to get some fun podcast entertainment. Okay, we're back. 1:14, the clock starts. 4th and 26. They got it all the way down to the 8-yard line. Oriole
get that
running.
That's not going to do it.
And that's got to do it. He runs into a Grizzly. Josh Erling, good sportsmanship there, and that should do it.
That will do it. I'm surprised he didn't just throw it somewhere. You know, at 4th and 26, you got to get rid of that ball. Nowhere to go.
21-7 at halftime. Glacier Peak went in, and then Snohomish got it to 7, and then it creeped back to 14, and looks like it'll be 6 consecutive victories here in the Dick Armstrong Cup for Glacier Peak.
Curious where Keegan Stitch will be playing next year.
I am too. Let's go down to Ron Henthorn.
Oh, what do we got for player of the game there, guys?
Bo Burns.
Bo Burns.
All right, we'll try to grab him, and then if I get a chance, I'll try to grab Nick after him.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Make sure you stay tuned to your screens because you're going to see the Wedge at his best. Nobody breaks in for an after-game interview like the Wedge. Nobody.
You could have ESPN and you could have all kinds of networks here, and Ron would grab them.
And he's going against our great friend Steve Willits.
Yeah.
Which this is a pay-per-view match right here.
Oh, it should be.
It really should.
$59.95.
Oh, that's not enough. Because you're going to split that between 4 or 5 people.
That's true.
Did you watch the?
Oh, look at the Wedges. They're already arguing.
Off camera, and now Aiden Ziomas just going to take a knee with 26 seconds left.
And that'll do it, folks. The Dick Armstrong Cup is over for 2017, and it goes to Glacier Peak for the 6th consecutive year. Hats off to Snohomish and Keegan Stitch, though, for putting up a nice little rally.
And I think Snohomish is going to be just fine. Again, they face Linwood right here. 7 p.m. kickoff on STSPN, Snohomish-Linwood. And Glacier Peak gets into their league play against Cascade in the 4A division. They'll go on the road, 8 p.m. kickoff
and that
there.
will be a good game. Cascade,
yes.
They're looking good this year.
We're going to go down. You see
Look
the
at
crowd.
the crowd. They're not even moving. Look at that crowd.
One of our favorite nights. Let's go down to Ron Henthorn.
I'm going to try to get Bo here, and Fox Sports are going to pick up Aiden on the player of the game for those guys.
Oh, that's great. See?
Perfect.
See how we work our good partners
the yin
there?
and yang.
Tom Lafferty and the gang over there, KRKO.
Are they copying our T-shirt idea, too?
I think, I'm not sure who came with that first. They've been around a lot longer, but nice cheerleaders and the Glacier Peak crowd in Snohomish. These coaches have known each other for a long time.
Ron's packing the T-shirt in his pocket. He's kind of got it stuffed in like it's a flag.
Yeah, he's crafted it.
He's ready to pull it at any moment.
Yeah, he's got a system. He's developed over years. Waiting for 32, as you see on your screen.
Ron's looking for him over there. Oh, looks like Anchor Graves is going to grab him.
First win of the year for this 2017-18 campaign for the Grizzlies. They'll go to 1-1, and Snohomish suffers their first loss of the year. Again, this is out of conference.
Doesn't hurt them at all in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't, unless you're thinking about rankings, which they don't get. That's meaningless. You know.
Hey, down here on the field with Bo Burns. You got me live up there, man.
We got you.
Bo, hell of a game here down here.
Thank you. Thank you. We've just been working hard all week. I'm glad to have Aiden out here.
Well, Aiden did a nice job finding you and then getting things controlled here.
Yeah. Hey, good job. Good job,
baby. A little rivalry here between some of your old buddies on
yeah, I used to play with Keegan back in the day. That's my guy. Yeah.
Well, you did a fine job here tonight, and you're going to be STSPN Player of the Game. So I got a T-shirt here for you.
Oh, thank you.
I want you to kind of hold that up.
Bo Burns, 3 touchdowns.
Bo Burns, Player of the Game.
Thank you. Thank you.
So back to you, Scott. We'll try to catch up with Nick here in a minute and see where we go from there. So good luck next week, man.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you very much.
Congratulations to Bo Burns and the winning Glacier Peak Grizzlies. 3 touchdowns for the young man there.
Go back to Aiden
here. I got Aiden down here as well.
Baby Z.
So I'm going to get Steve over here to get him. So Aiden, nice game here tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I'm going to get Steve over here to get to you here. He's going to interview you for Fox. So we gave Player of the Game to Bo, but we had a debate of whether to give it to you or not.
Thank you.
I think you both deserved it, and you're going to get one from Steve here for Fox Sports. So.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So you had a nice job out there tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So let me get Steve here. Come on, Steve, pay attention, man.
He's waiting for the radio.
You got to wait till he gets. Wait till he gets some airtime. So tell me what you decided to do out there. A couple times you had a chance to run or not run. Was that all on you?
I mean, it's just based on what I saw downfield. You know, Snohomish, they were playing some good coverage downfield, and I saw little lanes or alleys in front of me, and I knew that I was quick enough that I could hit those. So I just tried to pick up as many yards as I could get.
And you got an option, a free option to do that run, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right. I think you do. All right, well, good luck talking to you. Steve will be with you in just a minute, and I'm going to drop this back and catch up with your coach.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Good game. Thanks, Aiden.
Baby Z growing up right before our eyes. Tom,
look at that.
Tim Boyle.
Steve's about to grab him on camera.
Look at the wedge. This is a 2-for-1 deal right there.
The wedge is going to grab everybody.
Just a night with Ron Henthorn as we follow him into the pack.
It wouldn't matter who was here. If the president was here, he'd just jump right in there. He'd push Secret Service right out of the way.
You see Steve Willits getting the interview for Aiden. Aiden, again, trying to get the final numbers here. Another just monster night for Baby Z.
Oh, my gosh.
Goodness.
He might even crack some Washington State records because he's going to be a 4-year starter, and he's throwing up some ridiculous numbers.
28-14.
I'm going to get Nick if you can hear me up there.
We can hear you. Try and go get it. And we're waiting for our good friends over at KRKO 1380 to give us some game stats, but Tim, congratulations. Happy birthday, by the way, on Monday for you, and also good luck to the Washington State Cougars tomorrow. They have Boise State at home. For all of us who, hate to see the blue turf, it's nice to see Boise State somewhere else.
They had to come to our turf this year.
You see Nick Bender addressing. This is again, long-time tradition started by Roy Rosenbaugh. Many teams do this afterwards. They kind of hand out some awards. There's Coach Sowers, the defensive line coach, been there all 8 years.
All right, guys, back down here on the field. Bender, Nick, going to give it a little half.
Just a little bit. Took us a little while to wake up, but once we woke up, I think we adjusted pretty quickly, and I'm proud of the guys for putting 4 quarters finally completely together.
And you keep your streak alive against Snohomish here with this win tonight.
Yeah, we definitely do. It's a beautiful, awesome game. I always compare it to kind of like an Army-Navy type game. We respect the heck out of each other, the coaching staffs, the fans, everything, and it's fun to walk away from this one victorious again.
And you got a good game out of Aiden, and you got a good game out of Bo tonight. They both got player of the game, one for Fox and one for us, so they're going to be happy campers tonight.
That's good. That's good. The goal is, though, to keep them hungry, keep them wanting more.
I think that we can keep them 1 more. What do you got going for next week?
Got Cascade, right? Yeah, I had to think there for a second. We got Cascade next week. We'll get back to the grind tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. All right, there's no relenting. We just keep pushing forward.
1-1. Keep the winning streak going, Coach.
Right,
Thanks a lot, Nick. Glad to talk to you. All right, Scott, you heard it from Nick. He's got the game ready to roll.
Our technology stretched, and of course, there's Nick Bender in literally a pile of people and players, and who all of a sudden comes out? It's like coming out of an iceberg.
Like a scrum.
No, all of a sudden the docile tones of the wedge.
He got a little bit too far out of our range, though, at the very end.
He did. That's okay. He's always in range. All right, 28-14 is our final. That might have been the final, but for everybody here, thank you, Eddie, Jesse on camera, Todd Elver, executive producer, engineer, 5-tool player, Tim Boyle, always a pleasure. Can't wait till the 7th Dick Armstrong Cup, and we'll do more games. Those are always all night.
Thank you very much.
For everybody, STSPN, Scott Oshman saying so long. Glacier Peak 28, Snohomish 14.